always gets away with everything. But they all do, actually.
It's the media. It's because of the media. What the media pushes. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, the media hates Trump. That's for damn sure. Well, I got to tell you, they're all dirtbags.
They don't like Trump.
I started thinking more about O'Reilly. I loved his show, but there is no way you pay out $32 million and didn't do some shit.
I don't give a shit.
$32 million.
She had something on him, man. Nobody pays $32 million for that.
But do you think it was
$32 million?
She tried to push it. Do you think it was physical?
That makes Cosby's payouts look like nothing, and he was drugging with.
She had proof.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree.
You don't get $32 million because you don't want to go to court.
But she can't do shit, or else that $32 million's gone. You know that.
Oh yeah, she's got.
She needs to slip. She needs to somehow get the evidence out without getting in trouble. But
so we're on.
You know, I mean, come on.
I'm not arguing.
People don't pay a half. Look at Michael Jackson paid out some weird shit in his time.
Yeah, but that was different.
But then he started fighting it.
He didn't want to be humiliated with those accusations. I doubt they had hard goods on him.
No, I don't think so either. Well, one of them took him to court. He won.
They had circumstantial.
Who took him to court? Someone took him to court. Because the trial. Remember one day at the trial, he hopped up and started breakdancing on a car like some nut.
Really?
You don't remember that? It was right before the court. He shows up, gets out of the limo, hops up on some random car, and starts dancing.
You're saying Michael Jackson did.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I think that's what he does all the time.
Well, that's what he does when he goes to dinner. Or did. Remember he hung his baby out over the thing?
Yes.
I tell you what, though, what an artist. One of the best ever.
He's very talented.
10! 10!
In 95, I helped
Suzanne needs you there.
No, I know.
Oh.
He actually wrote his own songs for the
Beatles.
I'll tell you, the Beatles irritated the hell out of me.
Well, they didn't write their own stuff.
Oh, my sauce, I'm a little late.
The biggest.
Say, what are you talking about?
The Beatles, when they would load their plane to fly out from London over to here, listen to this. They would board in a weird order. They would get on the plane towards the front first. They did not have their shit together.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome. I'm a consumer advocate, going on 40 years here in Denver. Longer if you count my life before Denver. In New York, Miami, Tampa, and Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, listen, Mark is a little daffy today because he is, I shouldn't use that name as an insult, daffy.
Daffy. I don't even know what that means, so I'm going to ask you, what is the definition
of daffy?
Of daffy.
A little weird.
Like Daffy Duck.
You're weird. And that's because he's been fasting for now his third day.
I love it.
But he's this low carb thing has gotten to him, and like he's preaching like, you know, the people that stop smoking and they start preaching about the evils of smoking.
I live with it at home
now,
too.
Listen, I've been doing this for years.
She had a hamburger bun this morning.
I've been doing this for years and years and years and years, and Mark is so into it. I love it. I really do love it.
He looks good.
Yeah.
It is the healthiest thing you can do.
It is.
I am so convinced of it.
I'm glad you feel good.
For 3 days. It's
no.
healthy.
Fasting is very, very good for you. It is very good for you, actually.
It cleans everything.
According to the 7 Continents study, I want to tell you something. Deprived calories, restricted calories, have the longest lifespans and the lowest mortality rates, for sure. Not because they wanted to have restricted calories, but the fortunate side effect was their bodies were kicked into repair and maintenance as opposed to shutting down.
That's where I'm at right now.
Here's the thing, Tom.
She ate a hamburger bun this morning.
Mark does the holier-than-thou stuff.
I know he does all the time.
What are you talking about?
When he's on one of these kicks and he's better than everybody.
No, Mark, whenever you do anything, I like that he does it with such fervor. Hold on.
Did you have fries with that hamburger bun?
I like that he has such fervor because it helps when we're helping people. He is a pain in the ass to be around sometimes, but I'll take it.
I have fervor.
I'll take it because of the benefits that come with it.
Okay.
Now, we are going, well, if you don't believe it, just look at some of the shows where he's gone after people on video.
With fervor.
With
Let's see how he is later on this evening.
303-713-TALK. How long are you going to do the fast, Mark?
I'm thinking 4 days now.
Okay,
I'm in 3. Yeah. Why not 4? Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
The longest I've gone was 6 days.
Yeah, but your idea is different than mine. You're having other stuff.
Holier than thou,
no, hold
Tom.
on. Mark.
Water,
his way is
water,
the right way.
coffee.
Water and coffee.
That's
and by
it.
the way,
no fake sugars, no fake anything. No pickles. People say, "Oh, well, they're net." No pickles.
No pickles. But I think you're okay, he's getting on me for diet pop.
That's right, because that fools your body into releasing insulin.
He'll get on me for taking fish oil.
Fish oil,
Mark's
calories.
See, Mark's an expert now. I love it. Oh, stop. First of all, Mark, I just want to see you when you're 64, okay? That's what I want to say. I want to see you at 64.
How do you know I'm not 73 right now?
Well,
I've been lying to you.
You look 73. You look 73. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Really, we are here, honest to God, to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. That's one thing we all agree on. We have some special guests today. Today is our important insurance day. That's where you do your insurance checkups. You know my theory. If you have had insurance 3 years or longer, I say even 2 years, but 3 years or longer for sure, you have a problem because you're probably paying too much. And that is especially true if you have the big bad 5, the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. And not one of these captive brokers can argue that with me, and they don't dare. They just hope their customers don't listen to me. Who are the big bad 5? The worst when it comes to customer service. The worst when it comes to premiums. The worst when it comes to paying claims. The worst when it comes to adjusting. Farmers. Now this is no particular order. Farmers. State Farm. All state. So far you got farmers and state in common. Farmers, State Farm, all state. AmFam, or American Family, and the one that really is the worst, Fred Loya.
Hey, the General is nothing to be proud of either.
Well, I don't know. Is he that bad?
Matt
Cornell with Compass Insurance. The General. We get a lot of complaints about the General. You handle a lot of my insurance complaints.
Well, yeah, we do, Tom. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of theirs.
Okay. I'll put them down as the 6th one, the General. Okay, now, welcome. This is how you get your insurance checkup. You get your declarations page, or a good idea of what you're paying on everything, home, car, whatever, and you just get a free checkup with no obligation. And I, honest to God, assure you that the people at Compass will tell you you have a great deal if you do. We've had cases, I'll be straight with you, we've had cases where people were with State Farm and they got a better deal than they could with any of the 25 companies that Compass shopped. Why? Why does that happen sometimes? Why does that happen sometimes?
Tom, it's weird. I don't know. I actually can't answer it. I had a gal come in last week, the biggest Martino fan I've probably ever met. This gal was fanatical. She's probably 85 years old.
I'm big with the 85-year-old. Shut up. All right, so go ahead.
No, but she was.
He had to throw that in, didn't he? He could have said 35 and curvy. Go ahead.
Okay. But she came in.
You had to say 85 and
we spent 45 minutes together.
Yeah.
I reviewed all of her policies, and it was going to cost her a lot more to move it. You know, if she has an accident, she might have an issue with a new carrier or whatever. But
she was doing well.
She was with State Farm, or excuse me, she was with the Hartford.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, I think you need to stay put.
Okay. And that's the way we do it. So you call our insurance help center, 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357. 771-HELP. You will save money. I think every time we do this, cumulatively, we save $100,000 conservatively with all of the people that call. You can save $1,000 a month, a couple hundred a month, $100 a month. You save enough, it's well worth it. There's no obligation. And nothing can go wrong. They do all the transferring for you. I don't know why people say, well, I've had State Farm for 35 years and I'm happy. What do you mean you're happy? Do you know what you're paying? How do you know you're happy? How do you even know you're happy? You know, now, my heart is warmed by this campaign we're doing. And Mark was boosting it for me today on the Facebook post. I did a Facebook post and a GoFundMe for a guy, Dan. Dan wants to adopt his daughter, his 7-year-old stepdaughter. He wants to adopt her because her father is a convicted child pornographer and child exploiter. He's in prison for 27 years. They found 40,000 items of child pornography, images, videos of toddlers and infants being molested. This is disgusting. And the guy in prison is being appointed an attorney to fight it. So he wants visitation with his daughter. He's in prison for 27 years. She would be much better off to be with the man that has raised her since the age of 3 and her biological mom. But the dad is fighting the adoption. We are trying to get legal fees. Not all of them. We're getting a discount on legal fees for sure, but expenses to take this to court and to fight it. Now, please go to Facebook, referral list, Facebook, and look at the post, or go to GoFundMe, and then you look for Fight for Adoption. That's on GoFundMe. Fight for Adoption. Please, we've had so many generous people. If you can only give $5 or $10, and my pledge to you is, and we are donating to, my pledge to you is that not one dime will be wasted. I promise you that. Not one dime will be wasted. Right?
That's
okay.
right, Tom.
It seems like such a no-brainer. I mean, I can't believe this guy gets a free attorney, and then I can't believe that they can't simply get rid of his parental rights just for the fact of what he did.
So frustrating.
It seems like he'd be dangerous to that kid.
I know. So, Jess, what's going on in your life, Jess?
Hi.
Hi.
I had moved almost 2 months ago because my apartment complex was a very unsafe place to live. I had put up security cameras because I was feeling unsafe. I put 4
So
of
did
them
you broke your lease because you felt unsafe?
Yeah, they told me they'd let me out.
That's great.
And they told me they would give me my full deposit plus pet deposit because I had only been there for about 2.5 months when this...
That's great that they said that. So what's the problem?
They didn't give me anything back that they said. They gave me $800 back of about $1,500.
$800 of $1,500. What was your deposit? $1,500?
It was $1,100 plus $350 for my dog.
I just spilled something. I'm sorry, Mark. What are you shaking your head for?
Every day.
I know. Okay, I'm plagued.
It's because you cheat on the fast.
The pet deposit was how much?
$350.
$350. And how much was the regular deposit?
$1,100.
Okay, so why did they keep it?
Did they give you reasoning in writing?
Nope, they didn't give me a declarations page. They just sent me a check that had my name on it, and it was just a check. So I called the company and asked them, and she said, "I'll get back to you." And before that, she texted me and told me she
She has to. Now, here's the deal. You have 30 days by law. It can be extended to 60 days by contract for her to let you know what she's keeping and why. Did she do that?
She didn't say why.
She didn't. She just kept it. She didn't say why.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's been past 30 days.
Right.
I think now we damages. That's right. First, though, you have to give her, what was that 7-day notice? What was that first notice you have to give? You have to say if you don't return the rest of the deposit in, I think it's 7 days.
It's either 3 or 7. I'll look it up.
I think it's 7 days, then you sue for triple the amount. I think you have to give her a warning. We'll check. Can we check with Siglian? Brandon Siglian, our tenant landlord attorney. Hold on, we'll check with him. 303-713-TALK. I'm sorry, Suzanne. I spilled water, and Mark says every day. Now,
you know what? I need to say something, though.
Yeah.
Not only did you spill this time, you literally spilled on our guest.
Yeah.
You left that out.
And I was introducing our guest, and we're out of time to do that. I'm going to do that when we come back. We do have a guest We call them common women. They're not common men or common women. They're from our referral list. Absolute radon testing, or absolute radon safety. They do testing, and we'll talk about that and more. Okay, so stick around. Meredith, we'll talk about you and your moving problem, and we'll talk about anything on your mind. Here's the bottom line. If you need help, this is the place to get it. Go ahead.
I'm a freaking mess today, man. I'm just a mess.
Are you fasting too?
I was. I broke it. No major problem. He's claiming that's why I'm a mess, because I broke it.
Are you still fasting, Tom? Or?
No, I broke it. Well, technically, do you know what I do? I don't eat all day, and I eat a tiny meal at night. Anyway.
I do that pretty much.
But I know I'm not fasting anymore, but I will. I will, because I felt like I felt like crap actually when I ate, and I was sorry I did.
I did 40. That's all I want is 40 hours.
Powered by Traffic Karma.
I tried one of those.
They're so good. No, you don't have to cleanse.
Yeah.
You'll cleanse automatically.
Yeah, right.
You don't don't really need a cleanse. That's just.
I'm thinking of going 7 days.
630 K Howe.
But I'll lick you at night.
Well, now you do. Go to
That works.
You know,
that's kind of
well, I generally fast 23 hours a day. Big deal.
You know, and that's good for you, by the way, if you like that. I know it's always
I usually
said, everybody needs breakfast, which is bullshit.
Breakfast is
you're always, here's the point, you're always eating. If you're doing right, your metabolism is eating. The food is not eating. That's just storage.
There's only one.
But breakfast, how'd you get the name breakfast? Is
break fast. So you don't eat.
That's what it meant.
No,
it meant that
break fast because you didn't eat that night.
from the night before. That's what it meant. That's why. That's the name.
That sounds like some kind of.
No, it's true.
Little liberal thing.
It sounds pretty little to me. Sounds like a Hillary thing.
Done right, did right by you. So folks, whether it's kitchens, baths, countertop floors, or even replacement wood,
Yeah, I got to listen to how you guys come in and talk about that dossier. You need to read up on it. Thank you, man.
Shut up. I don't tell you.
You gonna hit the buffet after?
Possibly.
The buffet.
No, but hit Del Frisco's. Oh! Have a nice exchange.
With incredibly high quality dental care. Words really can't describe my experience.
I can't believe she didn't even go the 3 days. I was shocked.
Today, mention my name.
Yeah, but she doesn't. Not the only question she threw out.
No way.
BDS.com. Make my dentist Willow Creek.
Most I've ever done is like
If you're buying baseball tickets from
How many?
60. About what she did. Like for me,
Lightweight.
it's not.
That's not even a real Catholic thing, and you're Catholic. You're supposed to go 72.
No. They go from Thursday
Our
night
engagement.
to breakfast till it's from the Last Supper till.
Our engagement was.
So that's what I did. That's what I did.
Now, how did they say it's down? Our engagement went from 8 to 1,114.
Because we don't have a lot of stuff running right now on the page. We don't have a lot of stuff
But
running.
everything else looks really good. All the engagement time, all the numbers are up, but they say we're down in engagement. What does that mean?
Well, we're not engaging.
And videos, we got to do the videos. We're down in videos. We're up with everything except.
Overriding issue.
Yeah.
The IRS was telling us that we would a bunch of money for situations.
Oh man, I love these people who donate.
Molly is so pissed at you because you're always bad-mouthing State Farm.
Okay, good.
She called you guys couldn't do any better.
Okay, well that's good. That's good that they can't do anything. They were honest about it.
Chill out and go out to Honey Bun. You're a much braver man than I am. I'm telling you, I got some kind of buzz going. I like that.
Yes, you too.
It's weird. I haven't had this buzz since high school or early 20s.
And what was that caused by?
Dietary mushrooms.
Hey, there's little calories in mushrooms.
Almost no calories.
Ross Kalinsky. Oh my gosh. One, because almost none of you knows what you're talking about.
Who was it that told me they did acid and mushrooms at one point? I'm thinking, my God, what a deal that must have been. I'd be
So
terrified.
this Skype call, Mark, October 26th. Are we ever going to do a Skype call? I always say yes, and we never do it. So are
We
you?
do Skype calls 3-4 times a week.
Okay, tomorrow at 8:30 we have one, right?
If there is an invitation, we probably do.
A professor
Yes.
that says
Mine just pops up, so I don't even.
white supremacy. Think about this. Just 8 years ago, everybody would have recognized that as simply racist. Join me at 4 o'clock for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
You know, you had a lady on yesterday. I had to call up because I was listening to it in the car, bringing the mutts to the vet. I got to tell you, I still think she was insane. She was so upset, she actually gave a deposit, then canceled it the last second, and had nothing but negative things to say about that company. I didn't understand why you didn't light into her.
Yeah, I don't know. But the company was pretty good. And they said, look, we'll give you everything back that doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, minus hard costs, which I think is very fair, but she didn't. How can they have any cost in it? Well, you know what? They met with her numerous times.
3 times.
They ordered stuff.
Drew up plans. They have a dumpster on the way.
Restocking fees for stuff they ordered. I mean, I just didn't understand why. And she came off as just very arrogant.
And I agree that if there was no cost involved, there's no reason to just punish people if there's no hard cost involved. Brandon Siglian is attorney at law on the referral list at referralist.com, and I wanted to ask about this apartment complex Jesse moved out of because she was unsafe, and they said she could move. In fact, they re-rented the apartment while you were moving out. Somebody was moving in, right?
Yeah.
And they had no loss there, and they did not give back your deposit. They gave back how much of it?
Like $800.
$800 out of $1,450.
Right.
So she kept it but did not tell you why.
Correct.
So $650 was kept with no explanation. So Brandon, can't she sue her for the rest if there was no explanation?
Yeah, if that time limit's expired, it's 30 days by default. The lease can say up to 60 days for them to provide a security deposit accounting with a return of balance.
And it's been 60 days, right, Molly? I mean, right, Jess?
Yeah, close to.
Okay, so when it gets to 60 days, she has to give her how much notice, Brandon?
So she needs to give a letter that gives 7 days notice saying that if you don't, that you've missed the deadline, therefore you forfeited the right to withhold any of the security deposit, and you have 7 days to provide the full security deposit, or I'll take you to court.
You got it?
So I need to write that to, like an email, or
right after 60 days. You know, technically, I don't know what email does anymore, Brandon. Sure. Is it considered legal notice?
You know, the statute just says to provide notice. What I would recommend is a letter certified that you can track it, and then an email follow up as well.
If she doesn't get it back at that point, is this something that small claims court would handle?
Yeah.
Yep. This is definitely a
for triple the amount. And Brandon Siglian will handle all kinds of issues like this for tenants and landlords. 720-344-4828.
And if you're a landlord and you have multiple units, he's got software that makes evictions so easy, it's crazy.
720-344-4828. Yeah, we often get calls from landlords as well that need help. We have in the studio with us Catherine Winter from Absolute Radon Safety. And Catherine, I imagine people call you. You're on the referral list. People call you when they know they have a problem, or they suspect they have a problem, or they don't have any idea they have a problem, or all of it.
Yeah, all of it. So
they just call. Who mostly calls? I'll bet you people selling a house, maybe,
or buying.
I would say about 50% of our business comes from homeowners that have been in their home for a long time.
Oh, really?
Another 50% of people either buying a house or selling a house, or a real estate professional, whether that be a realtor or a home inspector that has a client that has tested a home. Levels came back above the EPA recommended action level of 4 and need a radon mitigation.
So there's a level of 4.
Yes, that's the EPA recommended action level.
What does that mean?
So the EPA and various other health organizations have done studies in combination with studies that have been done in homes and with uranium miners. And studies have shown that if you're exposed to levels at 4 or greater for long-term, so 10, 20, 30, 40 years lifetime effect, that your chances of developing lung cancer from radon exposure is significant enough for them to suggest taking action. So in residential homes.
But what's considered exposure? 10 years, 2 years, 5 years?
Well, any timeline is exposure. So it's a form of ionizing radiation, so the less exposure, the better. So
does it build up?
Yes. So when you
does it clear out then when you move or mitigate?
So there's a couple of ways to reduce your levels. The most common in residential homes being a radon mitigation system, so known as a soil depressurization system. So a pipe and fan system that is going to actively draw the soil gas out from either underneath your concrete foundation
and bring it out
and discharge it above the roof, or if you have a crawl space, from underneath a sealed vapor barrier in the crawl space.
What else if it's a complete finished basement? What do you do?
So, if there's absolutely no utility room or anything like that,
go through the foundation wall, I imagine.
We go through the concrete slab, or if there's a sump pit, we can utilize the sump pit and the perimeter drain system. There basically would be a 4-inch PVC pipe in the basement. So we try to tuck that away in a corner or a closet, someplace like that. They're pretty easy. If you have a totally finished basement, that shouldn't stop you from installing a system. It can be really easily boxed around and framed around with drywall.
Do walkouts have a problem or not because it's a walkout?
Yeah, all homes can have a problem. We've even done...
Walkouts have to have less, though, right, because of the...
It just depends on the soil underneath the home. So it comes from natural uranium deposits in the soil. So if you have a ton of natural uranium deposits in the soil underneath your home, it could be a slab on grade.
Does it get to the basement only or into the rest of the house?
It'll get to the rest of the house. It's always going to be highest in the basement because that's closest to the source. But your HVAC systems, thermal stack effects, so that difference in air temperature will help draw it up to the home.
Are people more aware right now or less aware?
I would say they're much more aware than they were 10 years ago.
Are they willing to do something or not?
Yeah.
More so than ever?
Yeah, and it seems to be, with more awareness, more of a common problem with an easy solution.
Right.
More information.
Where is the... No, it's not an expensive solution.
No, exactly.
What states are affected the worst in this area?
Which states or which counties?
States.
So Colorado is pretty prevalent. We have a lot of granite, a lot of mineral-rich soil here, especially along the Front Range and in the mountains. The only state that has never had a home test above that 4 picocuries per liter is Louisiana.
Okay. Louisiana.
And people have no idea when she says inexpensive. When we first met with her, what I really liked about it is I've met with other radon companies over the years, and I got to tell you, some of them want upwards $2,000-3,000 for mitigation. It's not even close to that.
No, I know. Molly?
Yes.
What's going on, Molly? Molly, what's happening?
Well, I just want you to stop. Bad mouthing State Farm so bad. I know you're trying to drum up business, and you're getting paid for this to drum up business.
No, Molly.
I told him twice.
Molly. If just one thing you said, and then you can continue. It's not to drum up business. It's to help people save money. If they can't save money, I tell them don't go to Compass. So go ahead.
I've called them twice.
Yes.
They cannot beat the price I'm getting with State Farm.
That's great. Then they told you the truth. And you heard me say, if you can't save money, then don't do it, but you should at least get a checkup.
Well, and Tom, there's some massive...
Well, I don't know what's wrong. Molly, where are you? It's so noisy. Where are you?
Well, I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
I'll move away from my machine.
Okay, good. And Molly, all I was saying is this: get a checkup. But I even said there are times when these big bad 5 can do better for some reason, and you got to stay with them. I've said that.
Well, and Tom, it's not only about...
And I've heard you, but until Mark just shut up, I don't want to hear...
That's not Mark. And don't be so rude,
Biddy.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you...
He didn't say a word.
Would you quit calling while you're greeting people at Walmart?
Okay, now hold on. Mark, go ahead.
Well, Tom, what I was going to say is it's not always about price either. I mean, there's some massive differences coverage-wise with a State Farm, let's say, homeowner policy over most of the policies that we carry. I mean, down from capped replacement costs to loss of use options, there's some massive differences. So, there's plenty of times where we're not saving someone money, but we're like, yeah, but we can offer you guaranteed replacement on your home. If your house burns to the ground, there could be a $200,000 settlement difference. And then someone looks and says, well, geez, I want to save $50, but if you have a loss, it might be tens of thousands of dollars. So it's not just about price.
And Molly, I don't know why you're so angry, though.
Well, because I just get tired of you bad enough and all these
But
things so bad.
you know why? Because we get so many complaints about them. Truly, we get complaints about those 5 insurance companies more than any other insurance companies, and you could argue they're the biggest. You know, they're among the biggest.
Well, they've always been really fair to me. So anyway.
So as long as as long as they can't beat it and you're paying a good price, then be happy about it. But that proves what I said, and that is that they're not going to force you into something else or lie to you about it.
Okay, well, I have one more question, and then I got to go.
Yes.
She's got more customers to
go ahead.
greet.
Stop, Mark. Stop. Go ahead, Molly. Sorry.
Does this all have to be done over the phone or the computer, or can a person come in and actually look somebody in the eye and talk to them, which is what
do you have walk-in?
Oh, Tom, you know, funny enough, I'd say 25% of the customers I deal with come and look at me face to face.
Okay, yeah, you can do that, Molly. Where are you located?
We're in Centennial at Dry Creek and I-25. And, you know, what we like to do is give you some comparisons so you know ahead of time. Look, I'm not going to spend $2,000 more. We give you an idea, get you interested, and then what we do is we go over the policies and say, what is it that you want to buy? What is important to you? Do you even know what you're purchasing? We have actually checklists that we use with an auto policy, a home policy, and we give you the 10 most commonly claimed items, and we say, what would happen if this happened to you? So now all of a sudden, at least you know what you're purchasing. People are taking dangerous risks by calling a Geico, speaking to an hourly person to see if they can save $25, and then they find out they don't have uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage or those kinds of
things. Now, we have to take a break. I want to tell you, you can call them directly at 303-996-9000 if you want to make an appointment. Our help center today till 4 o'clock will be doing comparisons. If you call the help center, 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357. And Molly, I truly resent it when you say, I know you're just trying to drum up business because you're paid for it. Yes, I am paid for what I do, but there is something that you really need to know, and I'm very serious about this. I choose my sponsors. They don't choose me. They want to advertise and they talk to me and I talk to them, and I promise you, if they are not exactly what they say, I have nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. And they have to prove it all the time. And I gave up a lot of money when I said to Stem Cell Institute of America, I want nothing to do with you. So I have no problem when it comes to my integrity. I promise you. You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they say, Tom, who should I
Two says, yeah, I'd like to punch your little fat husband in the face. So I said, you'll want to come on and tell him? He'd love to talk to you.
Keep it up.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Is the bus going down?
I worked for USA for 22 years.
US who?
USA.
Yeah?
Insurance.
Well, I didn't know you. I thought you worked for your dad the whole time.
Half and half. I've worked 3 jobs.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what about it?
Those same 5 we have desegregating against all the time. It was always the same 5 that denied
liability. The actual claims.
Yeah, denied claims to us. Tried to cheat us. You know, we paid the claim. No, we're only going to pay half of it. Same 5. It's been going on for 30 years.
So when we went up to the cliff, we pull into this field and he's there with his motorhome with lunch that you left. And he fed us lunch.
Oh, that's cool.
He brought up a motorhome and a bunch of people. There were a lot of people up there.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That was a good deal. And it was, I mean, it was dark.
I didn't know Todd Terry had a place up there.
I wouldn't have missed that again for the world. That was really amazing. Yeah. He doesn't have a place. He just drove. Didn't you just drive up?
Yeah.
And I get rid of a couple motorhomes so I don't drive them. You know, the worst things in the world if you let them sit. I know. More things go wrong with them letting them sit than drive them. So I got rid of mine. I wasn't using it. Your Walmart line had me laughing harder than
God, I mean, who calls up and just attacks like that? What's her problem?
Man, I'm just happy that you're here because you're taking a lot of the heat.
Because of his buzz.
No, man, I used to take most of it. I don't know if it's the marijuana, but the last 10 years I've run into more crazy people than I have any time in every business.
People are more pissed now than ever.
They are. Maybe that's it. Blame Trump. Let's blame Trump. We blame everybody.
Yeah, you might have.
Well, then that's going to
Everybody
get
else
Mark mad. Then Mark's going to be the aggressor.
Maybe Trump will want you on his staff.
It's nuts, man. I mean, she calls up and goes, "Why do you always?" I don't even know how you take that shit. It's apparent she's an old bat. Honestly, she's probably got no husband.
But she says, I'm only 35 years old. No, I know she's old.
Joan Sullivan told me about some new, there's even more negatives on it. They're reducing the amount you can get on a reverse mortgage when you're younger. Then closing costs.
So they're getting hard. So in other words, get them now before it gets worse.
Actually, I had USAA before. They were extremely expensive.
Oh, no, they're really expensive. They're good. They're extremely
They wouldn't. Big reason I switched because my mom wouldn't cover the mountain place, and then when I found out, I saved $1,000 on my.
They were writing checks in Colorado Springs after that last hailstorm. They set up tents and they were cutting checks on the spot. But the problem was they were so below what they were supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people just cashed the checks, of course.
Did you see that motorcycle down on 86 this morning? I saw him right as he was
I have a friend killed on 86 on a motorcycle.
I got rid of mine.
He was, Mark, you know,
No.
you know 86 east of Franktown?
Yeah.
He was driving.
By that biker bar?
No, he was driving east on 86 and went to pass, and a car just hit him head on.
Oh, man.
Oh,
2 people
but it
died
was his fault?
2 years ago.
Well, it was his fault. Yeah.
Well, if he's passing, of course.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He misjudged the distance. It was at night, and I don't know why cars don't. I mean, I've had that happen where people are passing and I'm coming up to them, and I slow down because I figured, you know.
It's so dark out there, though. I mean, you got one light. I mean, that's kind of dangerous.
When we were in California a few months ago, those motorcycles go in and out.
Oh.
In between
In the
cars.
lane. That's legal.
And it's legal.
It's legal.
No, you're right.
I was
in
doing
Colorado. When I saw that, I
know
know
these people are
they
going to
go
get killed.
between cars.
Yep.
Like,
Right between them.
like, and it is legal, and it scared me. I
It's the
thought,
worst
look at
law.
that jerk.
And then next thing you know, there's like 5 of them.
And stepdad says,
It's the worst law.
that's fine. That's legal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing this, then this. You know.
Yep. And
They want you driving.
They must have a huge lobbyist for motorcycles in California to get something like that passed.
But California's a lot of weird laws.
When we were in Italy, man, everything was those little scooters.
We had a taxi driver hit a guy while we were in the taxi in Italy.
Did you just get out and leave, or what?
Yeah, they were yelling at each other, and he just busted the window, and the guy just drove off, or busted his little side mirror or whatever, and
Really?
he drove off.
Really?
Gotta go.
My wife started
In New York
screaming at
City,
him.
when you have fender benders,
got
too
opinions
hard to
cut
stop.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Joan Sullivan emailed me and said that there's some reduced upfront mortgage insurance payments and reduced ongoing annual mortgage insurance on reverse loans. Adjustable interest rates have gone down too, but she said there are some negatives. When you're 62 and in your early 60s, you get less money out than you used to, and so there are some disadvantages. Here's the deal. Joan Sullivan, I love her because she tells the truth about reverse mortgages. Really, there are some cases where they work fine. They really do. If you're old enough and have enough equity, they work great. But then there are times they're not good. So I just want to lay that out. ApprovalReverse.com. Call her team if you're thinking about a reverse loan that's getting money and not paying it off until you're deceased or get rid of the home. 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528. Mike, welcome to the show. Hi, Mike. What's happening?
Yeah, I think your little sidekick there, Howdy Doody, Mark Miner, is such a
Mark Miner.
Troll.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Give him a chance.
He's such a little internet troll blogger. I think you should ditch him and find somebody.
Hey, Mike, why don't you come on in, buddy? Coach, we'll invite you in anytime.
I'll punch your little...
Well, come on in, Mike. Mike, listen to him. He's got to get... What an idiot. Mike, you're such an idiot.
Mike, hold on.
10 minutes.
Mike.
10 minutes. My name's Mike.
Stop, Mark, please.
You idiot.
Stop. Mike, don't
idiot.
Mike, don't hang up.
Clinton lover.
Stop it.
Clinton.
Don't hang up.
You damn Hillary lover, Clinton lover.
Turn it.
Come on.
And I like to
Mark, let me talk to him.
Yeah, little Hillary.
Hold on.
I have to go back to Brooklyn. You got
Mike, can I talk to you? Mike, let me talk to you. Mark, let me talk to him, please. Let me talk to him.
I'm letting you talk.
Mike,
I was letting him talk.
Okay, Mike, he wasn't challenging you to fight when he said come down here, because we've had other people who say, I can't stand him, and we invite him in. We think it's fun. Meet him. And we had one guy sitting here, wouldn't say a word to him. He said, I don't like you, and then they got talking. Mike, he wasn't challenging you to fight when he says, why don't you come on down here? I mean, you wanted him to come in as
a common man. Or a common idiot.
Now, please call back, Mike. I want to talk to you. I want to know how you base that decision. And
what does he mean, internet troll?
I'm sure he was mad about the Walmart
I don't know what he's mad at.
The old lady Walmart comment.
He's probably a Walmart greeter.
Here's the thing. You know, there were days I did this show, because I've been doing it for 38 years. There were days I would take, when we had typewriters, I'd throw it across the studio and I'd be screaming. And people thought I was crazy. I like having Mark here now, because they now, by comparison, think I'm pretty darn good.
You're killing me.
Okay, Cynthia, what's happening?
Hi. Tom.
Yes.
I worked for a company for about 2 months, and they kept saying that they would provide our paychecks. And excuses. Before long, I had to file with the Department of Labor.
And did you file with them?
I did, yes.
And what did you find?
And they found, after about a year and a half, that they indeed did owe me money after they completed their investigation.
Okay, so what happened?
So I went ahead and I brought those details down to the Denver County Courthouse, and I filed all the paperwork that was free. And
What's the outcome? Let's know what happened. You should have gotten paid.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten paid.
Wait, so when was this determination by the Department of Labor?
It was done about this year. It was this year. But they were a little behind because they have a lot of cases, you know? But they did determine it, and... Okay,
so what's the name of the company?
School Loan Reduction Services.
Wait a minute. Where is this located?
It's located in Inglewood.
Who's the boss there? Who did you deal with?
Gabriel Fairchild.
Yep. That Gabriel guy was on my show a few times because, I mean, actually, he personally, not for me, but somebody I know, he reduced her student loan by $80,000 because of she was a nurse and because the husband was deceased and there were a bunch of things that happened. By 80 grand they reduced it. Mm-hmm. So I remember having him on the show, but you know, we kind of dropped our, let's just say it, we dropped our association with him because he was getting weird. That's all I can say. So, Cynthia, I don't doubt that you're owed money. Are more people than you owed money?
Yes, and I'm the only person that actually filed anything with the Department of Labor.
Okay. Now we have an employment attorney. We tried to get him on. He's not available, Sean Olson, but we can help you. Okay, let's call over there first. Let's just call over there and find out what's going on. All right? And talk to Gabriel Fairchild. Mark, do you remember Gabriel?
Do I remember Gabriel? My God.
I know.
The man smelled like liquor and booze at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'll never forget him.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but okay, Mark, now that you put it that way, I will attest that that's true.
I couldn't believe it. He knew that meeting was coming up. It was amazing to me. Absolutely amazing.
God, we are like a soap opera right now. I just can't believe this morning, in the first hour, we have just been spilling our guts. Okay, so, yeah, that's true. When somebody staggers into a meeting at 8:30 in the morning, it's weird.
It's crazy.
So when I said we dropped our association, there. Okay, well, I guess we said it. Now what we need to do is this. We need to get her money. How much you owed, Cynthia?
$2,000.
Now, usually, these people at the Department of Labor collect the money. They say pay it. They order them to pay it. That's what I thought. So hold on, and let's call over there. Okay, now, Mark, cross your heart. Promise you're not going to say anything with this next call, please. Grover has something to say about you, but Grover, can you hang on just a few minutes, sir?
Oh, who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Good, good, sir.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, stop. Jeez, I don't know what's going on, but I will tell you this. If you're looking for Pure Water choices, you know, we have our radon mitigator in today from Absolute Radon Safety. Well, you want to talk health? Let's talk health. Let's talk health when it comes to water, because this master plumber won't hype it up. You know, like the radon people, they say, you know, it's not that expensive. We can do it. It's simple. That's what he says about your water. You get the message. I try to get people who cut through all of the hype, all of the lies, and bring you value. And that's what you'll get with Al at Pure Water Choices. Great filters for both whole house and conditioning if you want it, or just point of use. I urge you to call for a free evaluation. And I'm just going to tell you right now, prices range from about $500 all the way up to $3,800 for a whole house. And if you want to get information about him, you can go to Pure Water Choices on Facebook and find out a lot. Pure Water Choices.
Yeah. That Gabriel was off the charts, man. He's got more problems than drinking.
So you put this up. Let's go over.
Now, do you have the help center number up on our screen? Thank you.
But when we go talk
That son of a bitch. He put me out of business 3 years ago, that prick.
Hey, feel free to chime in on anything, by the way.
Okay.
Not just, anything related to what you do. Really, just chime in.
You don't have any relatives that are greeters at Walmart, do you?
I do not.
I don't want to offend you.
And Mark, what's wrong with it?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong. It just means that they're old.
I am a true Walmart fan.
You're getting close. They wouldn't hire you yet.
Hey, it's Ross here again. You can save hundreds of dollars a month. American Financing, 36957,000 or American Financing.
I'm just kind of soaking it in. I've never been.
Yeah, today's a little weird.
It's a little high energy.
I got a buzz, man. I'm telling you, it's wild. How do you not have any protein, any food, anything, and have this energy? It's crazy. God, I'm going to crash hard. Now I'm terrified. I just think I'm going to crash hard. I mean,
no, what you do is...
What the hell am I burning? What is my body burning for this
fat.
energy?
I hate to tell you, fat, which is good. By the way you ease back into it is eat some fat. Your body's burning fat. Now give it a little fat, and don't eat carbs for sure.
No, I don't. I don't eat. I don't. I mean, I eat so little carbs. Cashews is about my carb.
You know, I've disappointed myself a little on that regard, because I got some frozen yogurt that I thought was very low carb, and I found it reminds me of the
fat-free,
the Seinfeld episode,
the fat-free
yogurt, where they thought, well, fat-free is a joke anyway. You don't have to do fat-free or low-fat.
That's what it was, low-fat yogurt.
But,
well, it offers no benefits, all sugar.
Right.
All
exactly.
Well, whenever they say low-fat, they substitute fat.
They had a true mayor on that episode. You know who the real mayor was? It was a real mayor.
Rudy, right?
That's right.
Who was it?
Rudy.
He was on that episode?
Yeah. Because he was eating a lot of that yogurt, and he got his health done, and there was a big scare because his cholesterol was
so high.
So high.
Yeah.
So it was due to the yogurt.
Yeah.
Suzanne loves that Greek yogurt. Oh my God, does she love Greek yogurt?
I like it too.
It is good, but I don't eat it.
I like it.
Everything boils down to this. You limit your carbs to lengthen your life. I swear to God. Your body actually gets tricked into
I'm getting my
you're fasting when you do that.
I'm pulling all my blood tomorrow for my yearly physical.
But not too much, Mark. But not too much what you call it either. Too much protein will convert you.
I don't eat too much protein. That's basically what I eat is protein, but I don't sit down and gorge on protein.
Well, that's going to be inaccurate blood. Why? Because you just fasted for 4 days.
They say to fast before you go.
I know, but they don't say fast 4
it'll
days.
be excellent, though.
It'll be good. It'll be good, but it won't be your common.
Don't try to take away from my blood.
No, because you are supposed to fast, but that's, I mean, you're doing 4 days. Unless you tell them, they might be able to.
Don't tell them. It's
Why
not
would I
going to
tell
throw
them?
anything off bad. It'll only be good.
I understand, but don't you want your standard blood?
No, I want it good.
Oh, you mean the truth?
The truth.
No.
You want the
talking
truth?
about
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
No one wants the truth.
You can't handle the truth. You probably hit your blood sugar will be super low.
So, you know what the thing is? To have multiple Twitter accounts.
Well, multiple
You need
everything, apparently.
No, but you can use, you have to have, the problem
So
with
you
Twitter,
retweet your tweet?
No, the problem with Twitter, though, is you need a new email address for each account. Sucks. Every account needs a new email address. So I think, I don't know what to do about that. We're trying to get multi-social accounts for maximum benefit and focus them on different areas.
Thanks for that. I did the thing.
And I just
The Cintas really seems to know.
I just
So
can't
they
seem
go
to
over
get.
several times.
I can't. Oh, you sent me a test email, didn't you? You sent it to T-Dot, but I didn't get it. So that just goes straight there.
Mornings 5 to 10. Congressional Republicans and President Trump are betting their political futures on tax reform. Former Trump economic advisor Steve Moore tells us what to expect at 7:06 a.m. Thursday here on 6:30.
How's Grover talk? I can't remember.
What was your last name?
Jennifer.
I don't remember. I haven't watched Sesame Street with at least a couple.
Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. They just got a new shipment, and they get them every couple of days. So if you go up there and you don't see what you want, call them or go back or look on the website. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. And high trade-in values because they sell them. They sell them there mostly. You got a variety of lenders, 40 to choose from. And they also have a big selection of color, which, you know, I know this sounds weird, but I'm tired of seeing just white and gray vehicles, and this is a lot where they have different colors, so you have a good selection. And that's Rocky's 303-426-4646. Grover has a comment on Mark, and we'll let Grover speak. Go ahead, Grover.
Okay, I'll tell it to you just like it is.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. Mark, obviously, you have good radio presence, good gift of gab, and everything like that. My criticism is just like the same between you and Howard Stern, actually, if you can believe it.
He loves Howard Stern.
Yeah. Well, you guys have good radio presence and all that, but you're clearly you don't realize that you have listeners that are very, very well-versed in music, and you're clearly out of your depth with...
I know more about music than the average Joe.
But wait a minute, how did music come up, Grover?
He's saying that's his only criticism.
No,
he doesn't realize I can hear one song and tell him who ripped it off.
But wait a minute, when did music come up, Grover? I don't understand that comment.
I've got lots of examples.
Go ahead, give me one.
Well, that whole thing with Led Zeppelin, he's like, it's identical. It's like that.
I see. I see.
These comments are usually made when you're gone, Tom.
Okay, you mean he talks about the bumper music and stuff?
Well, yeah, Mark just thinks he's a know-it-all with music, too.
No,
well, it's not a point of being a know-it-all. It's I know everything about music.
Mark.
No.
Hey, Grover, what is your deal with the music business? Are you a musician?
Yeah, a failed one, but, you know, I tried for a long, long time.
What do you play?
Guitar and drums.
Yeah.
Hey, Grover, what do you think that whiny guy Mike that called up complaining about me? What do you think, honestly, what do you think his real beef was?
He wanted a fist fight.
I know.
He did, didn't he?
He wanted to punch him in the face.
Now, I want to tell you something I notice in music. I notice when things are, when Mark calls it ripped off, there are things definitely influencing some music that I can almost find something with an old song to match a new song. I'm going to give you an example.
All the time.
Get the Beyonce, the latest Beyonce song. You know the one that goes dun 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 dun. What's the name of that song? Just look up. It's one of the latest ones. They play it all the time.
Tell me one song.
Get that? No. I want you to get that because I'm going to tell you they will play the other song. It's an amazing copy.
But tell me one song that's better. for radio bumper music. Ready?
Yeah.
Then Who Let the Dogs Out? Go ahead. I dare you.
Better than that?
Yeah.
There's a million songs
I'd say
better than that.
all of them.
That's not true. Who Let the Dogs Out was one of the best songs ever written.
Okay, I don't understand. Meredith, what's happening with you, Meredith? Hi, Meredith.
Hello?
Yeah, what's happening?
So I hired Special Ops Moving Company.
How'd you find them?
Through, what is it, a Thumbtack referral?
Okay.
Thumbtack, it's a referral
Yeah, I know.
service.
I know. And so did you have trouble with them?
Yes. So
Now, did you call Thumbtack about that? Now, the reason I'm saying that, Meredith, is for people listening, if problems happened on the referral list, first of all, they hardly ever happen. And when they do, we're there to kick their butts, which hardly ever happens. But Meredith, that's the thing. I just want you to know that we're solving problems for the other lists every day. Now, Thumbtack, did you call them? I'm serious. Did you call and say, I had a problem with someone recommended on Thumbtack? Or is Thumbtack something that people post?
It's a referral service, and I just posted my review to them.
Okay.
I'm still in the middle of...
Now, tell me how we
trying to
can
resolve
help
a
you.
claim.
What did Special Ops do to you?
So I had a one-bedroom apartment. Everything was boxed up neatly.
Yeah.
No appliances to move.
Yes.
So obviously it wasn't going to take very long. 13 boxes all taped up.
Okay, 13 boxes.
Over the phone, they estimated a 3-hour time frame. Quoted me over the phone at $85 an hour flat.
What did it turn out to be, the whole thing?
$410.
Okay, hold on and we'll analyze this coming up. Here's another example. Thumbtack. We spend most of our time solving problems for all the other lists. You hang on, we'll do it. I went out to the...
They're an F on BBB.
Can we call them ahead of time? By the way, if we can get a hold of them, these guys get her basics.
I didn't realize she had everything boxed up.
Special Ops.
I sent her an email.
Special Ops. Did she call before? Has she called before?
No. I sent an email. I tried calling her, and I didn't get her, so I sent her forward a call. But I didn't realize that she had the boxes all taped up. I didn't think $400 was bad, but she had everything. She just basically removed.
They picked them up.
Okay.
Right.
How
much was the difference?
Listen, Patrick wants to know if he can come tomorrow instead for the Facebook example because he has a.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow at 1:00.
Oh no! I got a lunch tomorrow. No.
What time's your lunch?
Right after the show. I could come back after the lunch. We're going to eat right down here in the tech center. I'm meeting with Al Ramos.
You guys get a lot of complaints from people using Thumbtack?
We get complaints from Angie's List, Thumbtack, Home Advisor.
Thumbtack, and Nextdoor for sure.
Whoever's advertising the most at the time.
Now, what time tomorrow? Say 3?
3 o'clock.
So fast ends tomorrow for sure.
Say that again.
Fast ends for sure then. Tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. God, I don't know. It's weird. It's hard, like, stopping at one point. Isn't that weird?
Just do it small.
Yeah.
My first was corn nuts.
Okay, 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to do a little calendar thing. 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'm glad he called me. He's a good guy. He sent me a couple ads that he got. He has 9s and 10 relevance. And he says they run it. It's almost like a bonus. They're running it so much. What? His relevance. He sent me one that was 9. And one that was 10.
Well, yeah. The higher the relevance, the more they run it.
But
he cut you off.
He says he kind of cheats a little because the relevance isn't so much the content. It's who you deliver it to.
Correct.
You kind of cheat. You do it you may do something completely different for another audience for the same thing. So, whatever that is. But I love
I have a music question for you, actually. So the song "The Weight," there are a bunch of bands that do a cover of it. They Aretha Franklin. I was wondering who was the original person who did that song?
I have no idea.
What's this one?
The Weight.
What's that song? Who is it by?
Well, I don't know.
She doesn't know.
But a bunch of bands have. The band has a version of it. Aretha Franklin has a version of it.
You mean the band? The band? You know that band? That band has been, you're talking about from New York, from that old, Bob Dylan's old band, the band. Oh my God, I didn't know somebody like you would know that. You're so young. But the band, Up on Critical Creek, you know that one? Wow. Why do you know the band?
The Last Waltz is like one of my favorite movies to watch.
My goodness gracious.
My parents listened to it.
That's what it was, because how old are you?
31.
Yeah. Excel Roofing is
Grover wasn't bad.
highly recommend. You may have some old
At least he didn't want to punch you out.
Anything happens.
Yeah, he didn't tear you up.
Excel Roofing. They may not come knocking at your door, but they will be the ones you want.
Just about my music, which had no relevance in anything at the
Which you
moment.
couldn't say tongue in cheek anyway.
Of course.
These roofers knock on the door. They're tricking you into a contract. Excel will never trick you into a contract. They will give you a complete contract when they're done examining and tell you everything you need, and if you like it, you sign it. They'll even help negotiate with your insurance adjuster because they know how to deal with insurance companies. But whether it's insurance pay or self-pay, call Excel. You will never have to put any money up front ever, and you will never have any penalty clauses in that contract because they know you want to stick with them and they don't want to force you.
I know, man, it's not a good day, but shit. We went from 23 to 23 and a half in like 3 days or something ridiculous. What did we expect?
So,
like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing their home.
Tom, do you want to wrap up 3 and 4 with I had to leave messages for both of them? You're not seeing my update on 6, that's why, okay. But anyway, just 3 and 4, I had to leave a message for Gabriel Fairchild, and I left him one to call me back, and then I had to leave a message for Special Ops because they did not answer.
A&D, 13%.
I make this shot 9 times out of 10.
Oh my God. Onto the floor. Finish the sentence.
And I just, sometimes every once in a while,
If you think about it, I bring the troubleshooting skills, the humor, the intellect.
Why am I
give
here?
you some more.
Why am I here? I can retire
The
now.
artistic ability.
Autistic ability.
Artistic.
Oh.
Common sense.
I'm actually insulted. I'm insulted. These people call me for help and they don't go there and use it. And I know what she's going to say. Well, I guess because they find me when they have a problem. So
it is funny how they find when there's a problem.
So that's why we have to hit people. That tells you something. My name gets bantered about whenever there's a problem. Call Tom Martino. You know what? It's household, but not, oh, you're looking for somebody, call Tom Martino. That's what it needs to be. We need to appeal to people who have problems. And
I usually ask why they picked who they did. You know, where did you get them from? Why did you pick them? And almost always, they've never listened to the show. I shouldn't say always.
No,
they were talking to a friend, and a friend said, call them. Right.
No. Most of my listeners actually don't have problems because they know better. Most of my people listen for the problems.
Yep.
To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com. Your shot at $1,000 right now.
iHeart doesn't cost money, does it? No.
What do you mean?
The app?
No, the app doesn't cost money.
No, I know, but hold on. Our show doesn't cost money on iHeart, correct?
What does that mean? To buy?
I know you can get subscriptions to listen to music all the time and spend money on the app, but they don't do that for their actual programming, do they?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate fighting for you.
We do it every day. We're going to do it for you. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I'm going to tell you quickly, we do have our insurance help center going on, and it's very important. Compass Insurance Group is with us, and we are doing a help center where you can call with your declarations page, and most of the time, you will save money. If you have had insurance 3 years or longer, you need an insurance checkup, no matter who you have. I have gone from Travelers to auto owners to Chubb, back to another company, all under Compass's umbrella. They have 25 different companies. Why? Because they shop for me every few years. Why do insurance premiums creep up? We'll talk about it, because they all do. You get better deals as a new customer. Enough said there. We're going to get to that, but you can call the help center and get a quote, no obligation. We are saving people money. The number is 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, 303-771-HELP. We also have in the studio Catherine with us from Absolute Radon Safety, if you have any questions about radon. Matt, why do insurance premiums creep up?
Tom, I think it's because people don't pay attention.
But do you really think the insurance companies know that, and they just really increase the premiums?
Probably, Tom. Actually, it's probably just one of those things that they've got built in that, hey, we know we can make this money based on inflation or whatever. Other people aren't going to pay attention. They need an agent that's got their back.
I know, and that happens. Now, Meredith had a problem with Special Ops Moving. She found through Thumbtack, and she's having a problem. She said she tried to estimate in her head what it would be. They said about 3 hours based on what you told them, and that 3 hours at 85 would have been tolerable for you, $255, but instead they billed you $410. Is that right?
Yes, they purposely took 5 hours.
Well, here's the problem.
Taking out every single screw in the bed when they just had to take apart the frame.
But here's the problem. How do we argue with that right now? Did you pay them by credit card?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. By the way, we tried to get a hold of them. They're not answering. This is excellent.
Of course they're not.
Because you have a dispute. This is excellent. You paid by credit card. You can dispute it.
You can probably dispute the partial amount as well.
That's what I'm getting at.
I'm only disputing the 2 extra hours they took, not including the 2 hours.
Now, you may not win this one.
On a perfect weather day.
You may not win this one, but it's better than nothing at this point, Meredith. It really is.
They're going to come back and say, hey, that was just an estimate. It took longer. And actually, the credit card's they're going to side with them.
We have had so many moving problems. Now, Meredith, listen, most people who have problems don't listen to the show. Most of my audience comes from people who have been listening for years. We have a lot of new people, but people who have problems usually hear about me after they have a problem. Oh, you ought to call that Tom Martino. You ought to call that show. And I don't hold that against you, but now that you do truly know, I mean this, use referralist.com, and I personally will take problems if you have any. I will take them for anyone, but I want you to use it instead of these nameless, faceless people. Now, out of curiosity, Meredith, when you had this problem, who told you to call?
I just knew about you from watching your show in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Meredith, here's what we're going to do. I want to follow this along. We're still going to talk to them, but I want you at the same time to put a dispute on your credit card, all right? And then we will get back to you. Make sure we have her contact information, Suzanne. And we also had to leave a message, Cynthia, for Gabriel Fairchild at Student Loan Reduction Services.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He owes you say, a couple grand. He owes other people. You say the Department of Labor already made a determination. Do you have that in writing?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
And he ignored that.
Everything in writing.
Do you know you can go for triple the amount? Did you know that?
Well, at this rate, I'm going to have to sue him, I think.
And you can get triple the amount. The law allows for that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
by the way, did you?
I'm going to have to hunt him down.
By the way, what did you think about the service itself, the student loan reduction service? As I said years ago, I saw that personally work with a friend I have who it really did work. They reduced the student loan. But how is it lately? And I'm not, you might be mad at him, so you're not going to tell me or whatever, but I'm asking you to be honest. Did did the system work for people?
You know, it has, and it does work for people. The kicker is depending on how much your net worth is.
Yeah.
If you are permanently disabled, there are services that can be put in place to help lower your payments as well as expense them. But we'd have people calling in, or we would call out because it was a call service.
Yeah.
And so people who showed interest in getting those services, that's who we would call.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it would be people who would want those services that can get them for free because of how much they're worth. Not very much financially, but we would just have to dismiss them and not even refer them to services that could assist them.
I want people to know that, yes, that I know what you're saying. By the way, the student loan reduction program, you can go direct. And you can get student loans lowered based on what you do for work. If you're a public servant or a teacher or a nurse, there are also other things you can do to consolidate them and lower your payments. And when Gabriel did that service, he never, he did charge for it. But we always said in the past when I sent people there, I said, look, if you want to take the time, you can do this on your own. But these guys apparently had some system that was faster.
I don't think in hindsight, I don't think we've had one complaint against them.
Not
as far as the home loans.
Not on the reduction
or not
part
home
of
loans,
it.
the reduction, yeah.
Not on the reduction part of it. But if he owes you money and you worked for him and you didn't get paid, we're going to go after him for it. Mike, what's going on, sir?
I want to make a comment on Mark.
Yes.
What have you done to me?
Way too hard on the guy. I think that he is a lot like me, which I get a lot of crap from my wife and family. We know a lot, and we're straightforward, kind of like Donald Trump, and those people you tend to believe. Now, one other thing is Tom Martino is always nice and gives people a chance, but I notice that Mark is right more of the time when somebody calls and they're wrong as a business. Mark's almost always right about the person.
You mean when he says, when I say, hey, well, so let's wait a few days, or you're going to pay her by the end of Friday, and Mark says, it's not going to happen. Right. Right. But you see, the point I make...
This man is a saint.
Now, here's the point I make, though, in giving people a few days if they say it. If I have a business person on the air and they are willing to work with me, here's what I say about that. There is no downside to waiting a few days or a week. There's no downside to it. That's the only point I'm making, is that's why I tend to wait before I unleash.
Mike, people do not like non-politically correct statements, and I think that's where I get more negative feedback than anywhere, but I don't care. How's that?
And that's how I feel. I'll tell you, with my wife, I'm most of the time probably 90% white or right, and that actually makes her more mad at me when I'm right about something.
Amen, brother. Okay, Suzanne's wrong more than she knows. I don't even tell her when she's wrong anymore.
You know,
so Mark, a lot of people out in the radio land here are on your side.
You know, so thank you, Mike. And listen,
Drew, can we please make a snippet of when Tom's wrong and I'm right?
I will say this. And Suzanne, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes this is a technique Mark uses when we argue and discuss things. He'll go to the extreme and do something and put words in your mouth, right?
He does that with the kids, too, with the teenagers.
I know not what you say,
Okay,
sir.
anyway. And that is kind of weird. That's all. Now, I like going to extremes for examples. Like, let me give you an example. When people say, I think that women have lost all their rights, okay? And I say, they really have. I mean, a football player said, minorities are denied their basic human rights in this country.
And let's not
here's
forget,
what I say.
But that person was also making, $3 million a year. But keep going.
But so I say, show me, okay? Just show me. I mean, give me one example. Tell me why you say that. Or on the Million Woman March, what happened overnight? I mean, or after the election. I don't like Trump, but I don't think he did one thing against women that made them march. What was it? I don't know. I want to know. I want to be educated. Or when people say, you know, they don't want to put up a wall, we shouldn't bother. Immigrants, illegal immigrants have as many rights as we do. I say this. Here's what I say. Then let's not have immigration laws. Let's just not have it. We can save a lot of money. Why have immigration at all? We don't have to have a border at all. And then people say, oh, well, what are you saying? When people make an argument, they don't think of the consequences. So if you, that's how I go to extremes in my arguments. I say, okay, how about we shouldn't have an immigration department at all.
When you go back to that march real quick, though, can you name a smarter, business-savvy woman, more intelligent, eloquent speaker than Ivanka Trump? Honest to God, can you?
Oprah Winfrey.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
There are a lot of smart women, Mark.
Of course there are.
What about it?
Well, my point is, how do you raise someone to be that smart and educated, and a woman, of course, and yet be anti-woman? I don't think it's possible. So when women say Donald Trump is anti-woman, his daughter wouldn't be out there doing what she is doing.
I don't know. I mean, but Mark, there are a lot. Come on, there are a lot of people that are duplicitous, or they're hypocrites. They treat women one way, but they treat
most of them seem to be in Hollywood lately.
But they treat their daughter another way. You know, I mean that's not unusual to have people like that. I want to answer this email about copyrights. They say, isn't something automatically copyrighted? Yes, it is. However, to get damages, it must be registered. So you do have a copyright. You can keep that copyright, but unless it's registered and recorded, you don't get damages, statutory damages. And the same with trademark. Trademarks must be registered to be protected. And inventions, it's the first one there, even if it used to be the first one to come up with the concept. Now it's the first one to actually get there. So if you share an idea with somebody and they patent it, you're screwed. Now, for all of this information, I get it from our expert on the referral list, Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. Mark Trenner's a great guy. He even has a free booklet he'll send out, 720-221-3708. You can find Trenner Law on my referral list, not on Thumbtack, on my referral list at referrallist.com.
I didn't see that Mike was on there. He's definitely a high talker.
Oh, yeah, he's a high talker.
I thought it was
You know what?
Seriously, I thought it was really.
You'll end up wearing a pirate shirt next to you.
That's right.
Isn't Tiger on? Oh, man. I love this studio. Love it. Anyhow, isn't Tiger on Facebook the one with the compounded pharmacy? Or am I incorrect? Didn't lose her son, different person. Okay. Got it. Shut up.
It'll settle out in the wash.
Actually, I'm guessing you have it wrong. Oh, she would have, I know where my connection was. She would have the tiger on her emails and stuff, right? The actual picture of the cartoon tiger for her kid. Man. Oh, she's killing me. She's killing me. She's killing me.
She's dropping your percentage.
So say she.
So says she.
Losing your house, Larson will get between you and the IRS. They'll save you thousands and thousands of dollars. I trust
That was funny. That email says Mark needs to get Snickers bars. You know that advertisement Snickers bars?
And then all of a sudden you're nice. Oh, man.
They got the Marilyn Monroe one and stuff. Who's the guy that played Marilyn, had her in the dress?
Willem Dafoe.
Was that? Yes.
God, that was a good advertising campaign.
That was.
Have a Snickers.
I tried to do a cleanse. I made it like 2 days.
Oh, it's wild. I can't even explain how I feel right now. It's really bizarre. I had the worst time sleeping last night.
See,
I got itchy. I never get itchy. I don't get hungry. I don't feel the actual hunger pains, which I'm glad. But I just feel, God, this morning is just wild.
It's funny. Like you say, it probably is your...
It's like adrenaline or something, or your body goes into...
That second wind.
It actually is some kind of second wind. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you will. You'll feel so great.
It's weird.
And then you just look forward to some corn nuts.
I just won't eat anymore.
Your body, Mark, we would be astounded at how little we need to live.
I know.
We would be astounded.
Try arguing that with granola people, though. You gotta eat this. You gotta eat this.
But like I said, granola, where it came
I felt the milk cheese. There's people that milk is nothing but sugar, man. So it's gonna be. Wait a minute.
Goat's milk a little bit better.
They made
She's really short.
but their lobbyists made all the public schools carry it. That's what they should have in public schools. You're drinking it right there. Water and water.
For my autistic boy.
They shouldn't even have water bottles.
The good doctor's about an autistic
I know,
doctor.
and that's why we thought about watching.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it's
that's why we thought about watching.
It's great.
Yeah.
And what kind of autism does your boy have?
He's super
Just
high
like how they turn
functioning. I mean, he goes to DU and got a scholarship. He's super high functioning.
Well, yeah,
try he's just a little
according to the show.
Well, they had
autism.
that. Well, you're right, though. I mean,
Yeah, that's him.
It's not a good thing.
No, you're right. But if it was truly a farm,
and
they can't sell it,
that they're brilliant and can't really
Drove the price of everything up.
That's
And we benefit.
do they even grow it for ethanol anymore?
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't it called ethanol?
Yes, yes.
So this guy, the Good Doctor is a TV series I just started watching.
That's that Freddie Highmore, right? That
My
is the
God,
kid,
that
yeah.
actor is.
He's really good. You know, he was in. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Bates Motel, and he was in.
But I didn't know how good.
Neverland. Finding Neverland. He was when he was a little boy.
What's his name?
Freddie Highmore. Yeah.
Freddie Highmore.
My youngest son wants to be an actor. He's one of his favorites. Yeah.
Freddie Highmore is one hell of an actor.
I watched that Ozarks, and that's
That is a
I love
great
Ozark.
show.
I love it.
So great show.
So
when they're putting all that money into the wall.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Fritz has a problem with the city of Westminster. And then we have open lines 303-713-TALK. The good news is you can get right through if you call 303-713-TALK right now, 713-8255. And here's the great thing about this show. We help even if you don't like, really, seriously, you don't like me personally, who cares? I'll help you anyway. Mark will help you anyway. We'll help you do whatever you need to do. And we'll also make great referrals. We will get people to fight your battles if you need help. Or you just get to sound off. It's the original place to make reviews live on the air. And then it lives on our podcast, of course. So you can download a podcast, go to YouTube, go to Facebook. You can watch us or listen to us on the iHeartRadio app. What are we saving? You got any examples yet?
I do, Tom. Give me just 1 second.
Now listen to
here, I'll
this.
pull 'em up.
If you call our help center, 303-771-HELP, they will give you a comparison what you're paying to what you could pay for insurance. If you have a great deal, they'll tell you. But they may be able to beat it, and there's no obligation whatsoever. It's just a free insurance checkup, and I urge you to do it. Give me a good example.
Well, Tom, Nick just sent this over. So we've got a client that had been with American Family for 5 years, paying between their auto and their home $3,272. We moved him to Nationwide for $2,277.
$1,000.
Yeah, $995.
$1,000 this guy saved with one phone call.
That's right. We moved a 10-year client, 10-year plus client from State Farm. Between the auto, the home, $3,267. We moved him to auto owners for $2,667.
Oh my God! Another $1,000.
Yep.
Fritz,
and here's another one. We moved someone from farmers to acuity, $1,500 a year savings.
15. These guys at least should give us a chocolate chip cookie. Well, Mark won't eat it.
You better watch out. That lady might call up again.
Hey, Fritz.
Yes.
What's happening with Westminster, man? What's going on?
Well, we own a property that our son and family live in. we finally had to replace the sewer line in the property.
Yeah.
And our guy come out and dug up. We just needed to go to the city sidewalk. Didn't have to break open the city sidewalk and all that stuff.
All right, so wait. So you chose
into the street.
You guys did not go to the street. You connected on your side of the sidewalk.
Well, we didn't connect on our side of the sidewalk. What happened was, once everything was dug up, the sewer line by the sidewalk was 6 inches higher than the exit from the house. So it was going
uphill?
A reverse.
Well, how did that happen, Fritz? How did that happen? Was the other one like that?
Pardon, what other one?
The one that you removed. You were replacing a drain. Was the other drain lower?
Yeah, I was obviously the builder that built the homes
did it wrong.
Did it wrong.
How long have you owned this home?
Well, this home maybe 20 years, maybe.
Oh, okay. Listen.
How old is their home?
38 years.
Okay. So here's what we have to do. We have to figure out what it's going to take to fix it. But what's your problem with Westminster?
Well, that's just it. If we would have, if the drain was done properly and the inspection of the drain was done properly from Westminster, there wouldn't have been a problem.
Hold on. Are you talking about 20 years ago, Fritz?
I'm talking about 38 years
Fritz,
ago.
that's beyond any statute of limitation ever. I mean, you don't have any case whatsoever. I just want to boil it down for you, Fritz, but really, because I don't want you to be half-cocked or thinking you have something. I have to tell you, arguments have been made like this a lot, even about builders. For example, let's say you had purchased your home 15 years ago, and the guy sold it to you, and during construction that was wrong. If it goes beyond 10 years, it's an absolute, I mean, there's a, well, not 10 years from the date of closing necessarily, but from a time, no, there is an absolute statute of limitations. Let me just put it to you this way. There's no hope of resurrecting that. Even if you can prove for absolutely sure that it was done wrong, if too much time passes, the simplest way to put it is you can't resurrect it. You can't. Now,
okay, that's what I needed is...
it's true. Not a 20 or 30-year-old thing. And you can't even prove that it hasn't settled over time. But here's what I want to know. What are they going to charge you? What do you need to do? Do you need to raise yours or lower theirs? Lower the entry?
What we ended up doing is having to break into the city sidewalk and the street to get to a point where we had to drop 14 inches to get a drainage
on
the sewer line. So it's into the street, and now the price is...
How much?
I don't know. From...
Did you have it done already, Fritz?
It's being done as we speak.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm sorry. I really am. But I truly do not believe you can do anything after this amount of time. Besides the fact that they have immunity for almost anything, unless there was, I mean, I'm talking about egregious, a breach of your rights, and this is not that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. It's really important that you know that the discovery of a problem, if too much time goes by, even though they say, well, it's from the discovery, it's not always. If it goes beyond 10 years, there are absolute statutes of limitation that can kick in. Greg has a radon question. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I had a couple questions for your expert.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of research on this, and I'm just curious, do they have a way of measuring the actual radon, or is it a byproduct of everything else they measure, and then they end up with...
You mean like markers? Like markers they're measuring. You're saying, are they actually measuring the gas itself, or are they measuring indicators? That's a good question.
Yeah, so there's
Are you measuring the gas itself?
So what the tests are actually measuring, and there's a ton of different types of measuring devices. So basically, if you're doing like an activated charcoal canister or package, which is basically just a little pouch that you're going to set up in your home. It absorbs the radon. When you mail that back to the lab, they're analyzing alpha particles coming off of that charcoal to indicate your radon levels.
And why? Why is that? Is that how radon interacts with the charcoal?
So that's why there's a problem with radon. So it's not actually radon gas that's the problem. Radon reaches a half-life at about 3.8 days. And when it reaches that half-life, it goes through a short decay chain. 4 different radon decay elements.
And that's one of them that you measure?
No, we're not measuring the decay products. We're measuring the alpha particles coming from those decay products. So when an element decomposes, reaches its half-life, it's either releasing an alpha, a beta, or a gamma particle.
And is it pretty accurate by measuring those particles?
Yeah, so they can measure within 1/10 of a point, and usually when you measure radon, you get your results back, you're going to see a little variance. So say you set up a test, and the test comes back at like 7.4, there'd be a plus or minus maybe 0.4.
Now, is there anything that actually sniffs out the radon gas itself?
Well, they have
like a Geiger counter, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's going to measure a different form of radiation.
Right, but is there something like that? Like there are sniffers for furnaces that you can stick in there. There's a little probe, and it goes...
Yep, they do have grab samplers
like
for
that.
radon.
Live, you can turn them on and actually... Okay.
But those are used more for diagnostics, so if you have a system that's not working, those are usually used to indicate the specific source or exactly where the radon is coming from.
But you wouldn't walk into a basement and just walk around with that and say, yeah, you have a problem?
No, because that's not going to be an indication of your average exposure.
Okay, so they're measuring average exposure by doing this decomposition element or a byproduct of it, Greg?
Well, my understanding years ago was they got the measurements from the charcoal samples.
Yeah.
And then they were able to deduce every other element, and then they came up with what's left was radon. It wasn't that you could taste it, smell it.
No, I understand that. That's not what she's indicating, though. She's saying they actually are measuring alpha particles.
And these little charcoal canisters can actually determine the number of particles, alpha particles, from radon itself?
Yeah, they can. And the long-term test kits are really interesting. It's basically just a little plastic chip inside of a canister, and when those alpha particles from the radon decay products, specifically the polonium decay products, hit that chip, they actually make a little dent. And so when the lab gets that, these tests can run anywhere from 3 months all the way up to years. So the lab gets it, and they analyze, they actually count the number of dents in this chip. And they're they're actually pretty big. They only need to use about 100 times magnification to see these dents in the chip. So you can imagine what that's doing to your lung cells.
We have more coming up.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. Your family.
Do you use mostly the canisters, or do you use the actual meter?
So I'm going to be ordering some continuous monitors, those electronic machines this week. And the one I think, there's a lot of research on them, and I think the one I'm going to use is it's actually by a Norwegian company called Airthings, and it's really cool because it's Bluetooth, so it can connect to your smartphone, so you can watch it, and it takes a reading every hour because the levels never stay the same, so you can see.
We sold my house, they had something that was like on a tripod or something.
Yeah, it's a continuous monitor.
I know mine. I would sure like to put it. I think it's kind of accurate because it went along with what I had when I bought the house. But they have the short term and long term, and then long term is usually more accurate and stuff.
Yeah, because it's just normal living conditions. So you don't have to keep everything closed up. So that's you set it out. That's your actual radon
Suzanne, listen to this.
time period.
Okay, badass Mark Major. Did you read it? Oh yeah.
Where is he?
He says no. He said you add spice to the show, and it says that the young people like your 16-year-old son. Blah blah blah. So anyway, it's cool. Well, it's good.
What are you saying? Like I didn't know that?
You didn't know he was likable?
You didn't know I'm likable? I need some coffee.
I need some coffee.
Shit, it's the only thing.
You need a Snickers bar, damn it.
No, it's Snickers bar.
I like that. I forgot all about that. That is a very good commercial.
They had 3 or 4 of them.
Yes, they did. Yeah. That one with William Dafoe, that's who it was.
Yeah.
That was with Marilyn Monroe episode. He was such a badass there.
Wait a minute. Why? My whole AT&T order was canceled because they can't confirm my identity.
I'm sure it's not a big deal. You just got to do it again, man. There's a store right down the damn road. Go to the store. You probably leave with the phone and everything, man. What phone are you getting?
Oh man, this whole thing was all for nothing. I spent hours on there. That's ridiculous.
What phone are you getting? The Note?
No, I was getting iPhones, but I wanted to get out of Verizon, and they tell me now they can't. What do they mean they can't confirm my identity? What exactly does that mean?
15%, and it's already down like 30 for the year. So
it's almost half of the year.
15% for the year.
Time to clean
I think it was over $700. What, like a year and a half ago?
471
Hey, that's what happens when people die in the restaurant. I mean, what else do you say?
My carpets before.
Time to
my carpets have never ever smelled or looked
I have chairs and it's all
done without soaps, harsh chemicals, or detergent.
No, I don't know anything.
They
told me once.
Restaurants, free rooms.
No, I won't touch restaurants. I won't touch restaurants, but I really won't touch retail right now.
You want to go, there's one right off of Lincoln, right next to the Super Target. There might be, but you have to make sure it's a company store, not a authorized AT&T dealer.
This is huge.
You can jump in it?
Oh, it's still got a 60 PE ratio of 60.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
I
wouldn't touch it.
It says free with bill.
That thing's going to hit 500.
Well, no,
I'm telling you.
as long as it's a company store, just call it. If it's not a company store, don't go to it.
Oh, shoot. How do I know?
Call them and ask them.
Showtime. Next Netflix. That went way up and crashed. I said, yeah, see that? And then whoa.
Yeah, Netflix sitting at like over $200 right now.
That crashed, a couple of years ago.
It sure did. Well, Mark Cuban bought something like 1 million shares of it when it hit that crash.
You know what? You said you like Mark Cuban, and I said I didn't. I listened to the interview. I kind of like him.
Mark Cuban's a great guy. I go back and forth with him. He irritates me.
I don't like when he attacks Trump. That pisses me off.
I go back.
And what's he going to do? He's going to turn around and run as a Republican.
I don't know. He says Democrat.
It's all easy to say shit until you're in that office.
I didn't
kiss your ass goodbye.
I didn't like him the way he ran the Mavericks and stuff, even though
Why?
He'd get behind their bench and start yelling and read out of the rule book and stuff, and he was fined like over $1 million a couple times.
Who cares?
Yeah, well, I didn't.
What's funny is he's the only owner that's entertaining.
Yes, that is true. That you got a good point there. But if you listen to his interviews and stuff, I mean, he does not. He was born fairly not.
I spent so much time looking at orders. I wonder if they can pull it up on their system. Or do I have to do that all over again?
And find out.
Is that a new question, Greg, there? Is that a new...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Don't forget about referrallist.com. We're having our insurance checkup day as well. If you call 303-771-HELP, you'll go directly to the help center where we are saving tons of money. The average has been like almost $1,000 a month, a year right now in savings. You compare all of your coverage now, and they will shop 25 companies. They're not hell-bent on one company like these captive agents. They can spread it around and find you the best deal or tell you if you have a great deal. That's 303-771-HELP. Janet, what is your question, Janet? Welcome.
Hey, Tom. Hey, I have a question on carbon monoxide detectors.
Yes.
There's a local radio ad that basically states that the over-the-counter or the common carbon monoxide detectors that you buy at the store don't activate until it's at a lethal level for a certain length of time, and then they offer, you know, they at this furnace company offer carbon monoxide detectors, basically, I guess, that are different. I just wondered if you knew anything about those.
Yes, carbon monoxide detectors can do, you can do a monitoring that's actually an alarm, and it's a pain in the ass because you'll have alarms going off a lot, and then the reason they went to the other kind is because if you get to an alarming level, it could be just because something kicked on or something, but it has to sustain a certain level, and it's not, when you say it's lethal, monoxide kills slowly, so it's not, it doesn't let it go on for hours.
That's why it's so dangerous.
We're just talking about a matter of a duration of seconds or minutes, and then it's done. You know, then they alert you.
Ours has gone off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, really, Janet.
So the ones that you buy at the store are proper and okay to use?
Yes, they're fine.
You can buy some too that just replace your fire monitor in your house as well, but also has a carbon monoxide in. And those should be replaced, by the way, every 10 years, no matter what.
Smoke detector. He's saying the combination smoke detector and carbon monoxide. Now, most people don't place them properly anyway. They place them, you know, like down in the furnace room. Well, that's fine, but you got to have one where you live. You know, you have to have them near bedrooms and where you live, not necessarily in the basement. You may not hear it.
How many should you have? Should you have one on each floor?
Yes.
Or how's it?
Well,
one on each floor.
You know, it depends on the layout of the house too. I mean, but if you have, first of all, you want to put one near the furnace, right? But that one, like I said, that's the first thing. But you want to have one on, I say, on every level where there's bedrooms. But I mean, if you want to have one in the main living area, yeah, you can. But usually in the main living area, you're going to hear something downstairs on the furnace. But I like it in your bedrooms because you're sleeping. You know, but really, it's no harm to put them anywhere you want.
Hey, you've got some email you should read.
303-713-TALK. Did you have any other questions, Janet?
No, I think that'll do it.
Hey, real quick, though, the plug-in ones that you can plug in just in the hallway outlet, they work great, too, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Greg had another question. What were you saying, Suzanne?
That's exactly what I was telling you, Tom.
Greg had another question about radon, so go ahead, Greg.
Okay, two quick questions.
Yeah.
When you install a radon mitigation system in your house, you're basically sort of diluting the air or the effect of the radon within the house, correct?
You're ventilating, right?
No, that would be an air exchange unit that could connect to your furnace, and those can work really well if your starting radon levels are really low. So say they're already less than 4, but you have small children that play in the basement, and you want to get them as low as possible. So basically, the idea behind that is that you double the air exchange rate per hour. You're cutting the radon levels in half. Now that's not going to work really well if you have starting levels at 20,
and
25.
They're expensive air exchangers for a whole house.
They're very expensive, and they're not friendly with your energy bill. So the system we install is going to be a sub-slab depressurization system.
What's the simplest system? How much?
So if you're not dealing with any sort of vapor barrier in a crawl space, and we're not looking at, you know, routing pipe through drop ceilings to get to the outside of the house, $8.99.
$8.99.
And the idea behind that
and then it can go up with special circumstances.
Yeah, and the idea behind that is because the radon gets in your house because your home has a negative pressure relative to the outside air, so it kind of draws it in like a vacuum. So this system is actively drawing that soil gas and radon gas out from underneath the home before it comes in. So the negative pressure in that system is far greater than anything in your house. So that soil gas migrates underneath the slab over into that pipe system, gets drawn out through the fan, and then discharged above your roof.
I want to ask the magic question.
Do you have any other questions, Greg?
Yeah, real quick. Is there a way to determine, like, how many homes in your particular area have tested certain levels so you can compare your house?
So the only way to know what your levels specifically are is going to be to test. But if you go to our website, absoluteradonsafety.com, click on our service area, you'll see a list of different counties that we service, and if you click on that county, it will take you right to a radon-specific information page, and these were all tests and results.
And it'll show results from all over. But
yeah, it'll give you an
but
average.
If you didn't test it, there is no public agency that keeps track of this, right?
The EPA, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, they have some really good information, and these, when you click on the county, it'll tell you, for all the test results from this lab, how many homes in your county that have tested, what the average was,
and
how
what
many
about my
tested
neighborhood?
above 4. It's not specific to neighborhoods, it's just for counties right now.
But what's the website you should go to? Your website? You have the link?
If they go to our website, absoluteradonsafety.com, and they click on service area, there's a list of counties that we service, and when they click on that county, it'll take them to a page of information specific to their county.
absoluteradonsafety.com. Mark, what were you going to say?
You know, I'm going to say it afterwards, but I'm going to twist her arm into something. But I got to ask her over the break because I don't want to put her in a weird spot.
All right, and JD says we just gave out wrong information on carbon monoxide, which is very important. So we'll take him right after we talk about that, and because that's really, I want to get it right. I also want you to get your life right when you do home improvements. You know, they have solar windows now that are passive solar that get wired into the grid. Even if you don't have a solar system, it'll still build up credit, and you get money for it, and over time they pay for themselves. Genesis Total Exteriors has these, Genesis Total Exteriors, and GenesisTotalExteriors.com. He also does, of course, all kinds of home improvements, but these new windows are astounding. Okay, siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, kitchens, baths, 303-679-8509.
Would you do this? Like the first 10 or 15 people you'll send a free kit out to, like we talked about before. And you'll analyze it for free, everything. And then I am going to ask her, Tom or I are going to ask the magic question, how much is the average system? So, oh, $8.99. No guarantee. How much was it? I didn't. $8.99.
Are there certain basements that are better or worse than others? Like you have a crawl space versus a floor concrete. Is that not a...
Well, yeah, so, and then that dirt is a super easy entry point for the grass. So, yeah, if your house is sitting on a subfloor with crawl space underneath. But again, I mean, if you
mine's a subfloor, or I mean,
I can't find the story yet, pardon me.
subgrade. You know, I live there.
I had a guy call. He said that Larimer County is looking for a fugitive. This fugitive wants to. So he goes, I said, well, tell me the story so I can look it up. He goes, well, the guy's going to have to call you from a block number. I said, well, here's what happened. I said, let me give you our back number for him to call. I said, can you give me some info on the story so I can look it up for Tom? It's been all over the news. And as soon as he started telling me, he hung up.
And if you have, you're having something.
I just want to give you a heads up to check your IM and stuff.
Mitigating those are easy. When we connect to that.
So look at this, we should set us up in a studio.
So those are usually you see levels really high, and it's more than
choices you need to consider to make the right decisions in your financial future.
Oh, wait.
October 28th. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
What is it called?
The 80% of Fortune 500 companies have used their vehicles. That is a smart financial move. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at Alliance Leasing, who can help you save time and money and more money, and have been doing just that for Colorado businesses for more than 20 years. Alliance Leasing will get you into your fleet. Oh.
This video will talk about how to use live streaming and remote.
Here it is.
Wow, this is hard.
Yes, of course, but at the same time.
Trivago's now worse than Chipotle today.
Who is?
Trivago, 22%.
All those places are hurt. You know why? You ready for this? Guess who's thinking of getting into that biz, I believe?
Amazon? When is I wonder when the government's going to step in with Amazon and say, okay, enough's enough. I think they have to.
Can you imagine the lobbyists they have?
I'm sure.
I don't know. You would have thought they would have done it with the oil companies.
There's many different oil companies, though.
You would think they'd get involved.
That's the difference.
With AT&T.
Yeah, that's why I said standard. It's the same thing.
Actually, they did break the oil companies up in the early 1900s.
Here it is, adding YouTube stream. Okay. Using the add input RTM.
It's funny actually speaking in my normal voice because I try and stay in the American accent.
Oh, it says you should download it. Can you actually download that video?
That's a good question. How I speak. That's what
Here. Usually it'd be...
And the American
Is your American Midwest?
I bet you can't download it.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll have to watch it.
It's well done.
URL.
And you can
Let's
see
just
it
try this real
tonight.
quick.
The Good Doctor premieres tonight at 10. 9 Central, right here on ABC.
Policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice.
God, I'm so pissed at that AT&T thing. I literally spent 2 hours on the phone making this deal. Oh, what do they mean they can't identify me with the information I gave? I have no idea what that means.
Wait.
God, I'm sure.
Okay. Did not work either.
Sending you another news story, something better.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Congressional Republicans and President Trump are betting their political future.
Add, you can obviously bring it into YouTube. Add input, flash RTM.
Okay, this is
Paste
the better
the full
one.
URL in the field and hit OK.
Oh, I'm going to switch back.
That's fine.
They look the same to me.
I think I already copied it.
They do.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So, Suzanne, Larimer County Sheriff's deputies seek dangerous fugitive who evaded SWAT team. Larimer County Sheriff's deputies are looking for a dangerous fugitive. Trevin Lucia, 29, eluded Larimer County Sheriff's officers twice this week. Why am I talking about this? The first encounter happened Wednesday, and then another one happened recently. Now, here's the deal. We allegedly got a phone call from this guy, and or somebody
from someone who knows him at least,
and he wants to talk to us.
Yes.
We, by the way, one time had a fugitive call us, and we arranged for. He was afraid, truly, that he wouldn't be treated fairly and he was going to be shot on sight, and they were going to say he did something. Do you remember that? And we went out, and we went out with a video camera and stuff, and met them there along with 9 News, and he turned himself in, but he wanted to do it, and he said he wanted someone there he could trust. So if you are listening and you want to call me, feel free. Kane.
He has my back line, and Tom, minor
Yes.
correction, the guy said it's Lucia.
Okay, Lucia, I said Lucia, okay. Kane Trevin Lucia, 29. About 1 p.m. Thursday, the Larimer County SWAT team went looking for Lucia at his Bellevue home in the 100 block of Canyon Gulch Court. As deputies and SWAT surrounded the home, they saw Lucia leaving and heading down the mountainsides. They didn't say what this is about, though. SWAT tried to establish a perimeter, but he got away. But what do we know what he is? Lucia is a white man with brown hair and hazel eyes, 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighs about 165. He was last seen wearing a white T-shirt and blue jeans.
Tom?
He is listed among the most wanted in August. So deputies will continue trying to locate Lucia, but they don't say what he's wanted for.
The other article does, Tom.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull that up now so I can tell you.
Well, until he calls back, we don't know what to do. So let me see. I'm looking at this other article, and
it shows the warrants if you scroll down a little
felony
bit.
warrant for failure to appear, possession of a controlled substance, I mean, that's not a big, I mean, truly, that, I mean, it doesn't sound like he's armed. Why would they send a SWAT team for a guy for failure to appear and then possession of a controlled substance? That doesn't make sense to me.
I have a feeling Kane's listening. Kane, call us, please. You have my number.
Yeah, no, really, though. Why would they surround, it doesn't make sense to me. Surround a house with a SWAT team for a warrant on failure to appear and possession of drugs. What, I mean, seriously, does that sound overdue? I don't know.
I don't know what kind of drugs or how much.
No, but I mean, there's right. But Mark, what would difference? I guess okay. You're saying if it was like a few tons of cocaine or hundreds of
meth, or they're making meth.
I mean, they surround his house though with a SWAT team. I just, to me, it sounds weird.
Well, he's on Larimer County's most wanted according to Google, so
they must not have a. Well,
they say he's dangerous.
I'm not downplaying, drugs, but usually possession. They don't even have them like assault or attempted assault or, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem to be anything violent.
Seems overboard.
Oh, I found another article, Tom. It says a man accused of trying to hit deputies with this vehicle during a Wednesday pursuit. So maybe that's why they're looking for him.
But wonder why in the first place this whole thing happened as far as the failure to appear. I'd love to talk to him, and you will get a fair hearing here. I'll tell you that right now.
Is he on the lam? I didn't hear.
Yeah,
or is he in?
Yes, he's on the lam. We just got a quick phone call. We're waiting for another one. Okay, JD, I'm really interested in you correcting me on carbon monoxide detectors. Go ahead, sir.
So, the UL was lobbied years ago because firemen got tired of going on what was called false parts of the alarm.
Yes.
So they took it from 50 parts per million to 70 parts per million on the new CO detectors.
Okay.
So the new CO detectors, I believe, have to have 2 hours of consistent CO on the house at that level before they'll alarm.
So what exactly did I say wrong? I said it had to sustain a dangerous level for a period of time.
Right.
So what exactly was wrong? I mean, not that it matters. I mean, you're giving out basically the same information. That's good. What else?
Well, so there was a statement made that you need to replace them every 10 years.
Oh, yeah. That was Mark.
And I was talking, wait a minute, though. I was talking about smoke detectors. Is that not correct?
Is Mark wrong again?
There's no way I'm wrong.
Hold on. I don't want to...
10 years.
I don't want to rush you. Could you hold on, please?
Hold.
Seriously, JD. This is a serious topic, and I would like to address it. And then we'll do... remember, our Insurance Help Center, 303-771-HELP.
Are the restrooms just outside here?
Yeah. Go outside, go through the door right before the elevators, take a right.
Kind of advanced tax solutions. Tell us a little in your story if you want. Well, we own a company and we kind of
10 years.
in some of our tax filings and stuff, but we had one major overriding issue. The IRS was telling us
I think that's
that we
the
had a
best.
bunch of money for
10
a
years.
situation that
Some of
we
the older
didn't
ones
really
should,
understand
or
well,
worse.
and then they got more and more
Shouldn't
aggressive
be.
and started actually assigning.
Because if they get a lot of stuff, you might have to vacuum it out. If you have a dusty home.
Well, I know because when I had my home inspection done on my house, they were at 11 years, so the people wanted them to replace them. And I said, well, why? They still work. And they showed me why, and they're supposed to be replaced every 10 years. So I used the same thing on the house I was buying. It was literally built the same year as the house I was selling, and I made them replace the smoke detectors. I told them the only thing, well, because I lowballed them so much, I said the only thing I'll come back on you on will be a true safety issue. Everything else I've already had checked out. Here's what they love, though. I just gave a shitload of money down. Shitload. I said, get 10% earnest money, forget it. I'll give you this much down. I won't do anything unless it's a safety issue, because I already have the house checked out.
What is unauthorized retailer? That they all say that. They all say AT&T authorized retailer. I called 3 of them.
Yeah, no, you need to be an AT&T owned store. AT&T owned store.
How do you know? They don't say if they're owned or not.
Well, if you call them, they will.
So you literally have to call them all.
full U.S. Court of Appeals.
I don't know about all. There's a lot of them.
6-3 yesterday.
Hey, Matt, my son called in to you guys for SR22 insurance.
Yeah.
And you weren't the cheapest because you didn't do the minimum and stuff. Right?
That's right. Yeah, that's not our specialty. Per se.
Is that a choice you make? Why? I'm just curious. Why not do the minimums?
Because
it could be non-ownable.
agents get sued for it.
Oh,
So we
Oh,
just,
okay. I can see
it's
that.
one of those things that we're like, you know what, we just have decided we won't take them.
Why? Because you know they're at risk.
Yes,
And
and then what
therefore
happens
you
is they
didn't
say
sell
we,
enough
yes, we
insurance.
were not advised
But does
properly.
any of them ever come back and the agent ends up paying?
Well, knock on wood, we've never gotten nailed for it, but when we go to these like CIC classes, insurance classes, we hear about it all the time. Here's the problem is if we have to turn that into our E&O carrier, it just raises our rates. Of course. So we've decided not to take
An insurance broker's
period.
rates going up. I find that.
Can you imagine? So yeah, we won't take them.
That's fulfilling.
It's not our thing.
No, I just wondered because he's going to be a non-ownership car. He's not going to have a car. But
Yeah, and
he's
so
gotta
he
have
may
the-
very well warrant it. My guess is he probably talked to one of our guys that we've kind of scared to death. Like if you had talked to me or Brian, we would have probably made a differing situation depending on it. But yeah, it's exceptionally. I mean, it's not even
Why does he need that without a car?
percent of our business.
You wouldn't believe what's out there. You don't have to have a car. You still have to have it for 3 years.
Why?
3 years.
It's a state thing. It's
You
a
mean,
state
but
thing.
he might be driving other cars.
That's
Yes,
what they're
and
saying.
it's a secondary, so it's.
How about if he
that
gave up
car-
his license? Then he
Doesn't matter.
doesn't.
Yeah,
You
well,
got-
that's what it's tied to, though, is if you want to keep the license.
I got you.
That's how it's tied.
Oh, they should.
But you've got to have a
How much
continuous
is it
3
without a
years.
car?
He got
Depends on the person.
92 a month.
Yeah, but if he's driving another car, that car is insured.
It
It's
is,
not
but-
the person, it's the
But
car.
here's what happens is it's secondary. And so if they tax the limits of the car that's going after, you know, he's driving a minimum liability and there's $100,000 worth of damage, they tax that policy and then they come after the secondary
Boy,
policy.
did he get into a bind over that shit.
Seriously, that you know, there's a guy on last night on Dan, the guy on 710.
Dan Patrick?
No, Dan, the lawyer.
Deputy Dan?
No.
Oh, that's you.
Anyway,
Dan
Capitalist, right?
Is he still on the radio?
Yeah, he's over on 710. But they.
I know why you listen to him.
His name?
Catholic.
He is Catholic.
He is Catholic.
But he's way too. Anything that's Catholic, he's like for it and stuff. Anyway, they have the cops on because the cops in Denver did 95% disapproval rating of the chief. Did you hear that? Of Chief White?
Why? Because he's making them work?
No, because he's won't back him up. He's an ass and stuff. They caught him lying and stuff. So the 95% of you must have a reverse.
That's lower than Congress.
Right.
By 2%.
But anyway, there's a guy on the show, cops lie and stuff, they should be thrown out. Absolutely, and I'll guarantee you cops lie all the time.
Well, we'd have no cops then.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. The only show of its kind anywhere. And we have proof, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Today is our insurance checkup day. Yep, you call us, and we have an insurance checkup at our help center, 303-771-HELP. You call them directly, 303-771-4357, and you get savings. We've been an average savings today. We're running $1,000 a year. Yeah, if you've had any insurance, it doesn't matter who it is, for more than 3 years, you really should call. And if you have a great deal, they'll tell you. This is Compass Insurance Group. We do this all the time. So what's going on? Let's find out from Matt Cornell. Matt, do you have any recent examples? We've had some of $1,500 a year, $1,000 a year. What now?
Yeah, Tom, this client was with Farmers paying $3,802 for their auto and their home. We moved them to Auto Owners for $2,990.
$1,000.
Another State Farm client between the auto and the home, $3,657, and we moved him to Safeco for $3,041.
So $600.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. So, JD, He was listening to a discussion we had about smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and he was kind enough to call to tell us that they used to be... they didn't like false alarms, and there were so many of them. They raised the limit to 70 parts per million, and it has to be sustained over 2 hours before a carbon monoxide detector will sound an alarm. And then we were talking about replacement of both carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. Mark had said you have to replace smoke detectors every 10 years.
Not only that, they actually design most of them. After a period of time, they go white to almost a yellow look, so you know they're old.
Did they design it that way?
Yes.
I've seen those turning yellow. I just thought it was a bad paint job. Anyway, J.D., can you chime in, please?
Yeah, so the sensor on the average CO detector has a life expectancy of only 5 years, so they need to be replaced every 5 years. In addition to that, OSHA says that 50 parts per million in a work environment is unhealthy, so why they changed it from 50 to 70, I think, was unwise. But low levels of CO at a sustained period of 20 or 30 or 15 parts per million would affect elderly, sick, children, small animals, and yet those 70 parts per million CO detectors won't detect those.
Okay. Mark?
He's talking about CO. I'm talking about smoke detectors are every 10 years. I mean, is that not correct, sir?
Well, I'm not a smoke detector guy, but I'm talking CO.
Oh, yeah, CO2. I have no idea on carbon monoxide.
You don't have to replace carbon monoxide detectors, right?
No, you have to replace
every 5 years.
Oh, every 5 years. I'm sorry. Okay, every 5 years. All right. Well, JD...
So therefore, I will say this. If you get one that has both in it, according to him, you'd have to replace that every 5 years.
Right. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Craig, what's going on? Craig, what's going on? Is this Craig? On line 1. Hello, Craig, a Bank of the West. Craig?
Hey, while we're waiting for him, let me twist.
Craig, are you there, sir?
I am.
Okay,
there we go.
What's going on?
Well, I've had a few customer situations with Bank of the West where they bounced a check even though I had a deposit ahead of that. They seem to put their checks or whatever in orders to bounce and overdraft people. But I have proof that my deposit was there ahead of time, plus their policy is that you're not supposed to overdraft under $1, of which they did, even still.
So, but that's their policy, right? I mean, are you saying that you don't like what they did?
Well, they overdraft you when you have the money there first.
Oh, wait.
They were rude in the building.
Why did they go into your overdraft? I don't understand that. If you say you had the money in there,
they didn't go into it. They charged them for.
I have no idea.
They just charged you for an overdraft.
They're probably saying the money wasn't available yet, right?
Money was there. I have proof. I have it on a deposit.
Okay, so wait a minute. They didn't bounce any checks. They did nothing.
They did bounce a check. They also, the check was to their credit card.
This is crazy.
Internally.
Okay, so Craig, how much was the check?
How much? Moving parts.
Yeah, right. Sir. Let's get the basics. How much was the check?
The check was $301.
Okay.
I had $201. I had $260 in my account.
So $201. That's what I was going to ask. $260 in the account. On what date?
It was the 13th at it was 231, Tom, I apologize, out of 260.
Okay.
And it was supposed to have taken out on the 13th, and they didn't take it out till the 17th. They put something that was rang up on the 16th ahead of that so they could bounce it.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound... So this is a different story now. So on the 13th, you write this check for $231, and then on the 16th, what did they put ahead of it?
ATM withdrawal for $24. Went to the casino. Bad idea.
But why do you say they purposely put it ahead? I don't understand.
Okay, on the 13th, Tom, I had...
I know, you had enough money, but why didn't you have enough money? If you had enough money then, you'd have enough money...
They took out the $24.50 because they instead of...
In your mind,
on hold...
In your mind, here's what I need to know. In your mind, you had, in your head, you had $29 in your account, right? Just play with me here. You had 20 in your mind on the 13th. You had $29 left. So on the 14th, did you write a check? No. Did you? On the 15th, did you write a check? What was the very next check you wrote right after that?
I don't. I'm confused at this point, Tom.
No, I'm asking. I mean, you said they put something ahead of it. How much was that, and when was it?
They held the $231. And then they let a $24 one go through.
But the 20...
So that bounced the $231 because I didn't put in the 30 yet. But I still have my... When I made the deposit, Tom...
Craig, I'm getting to the bottom of this, but you're making this way more confusing than it has to be. I'm doing a running... I'm doing a running total. 260 minus 231 equals 29. What was the very next check you wrote after that?
There wasn't one.
You said they put something ahead of it on the 16th.
They put the $24 that I took out. It wasn't a check. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you took out $24
took me
on the 16th.
The 24.
Then you would have had in your mind
negative 69 cents.
In your mind, you would have had $5 left. But I'm not sure you're keeping accurate accounting. I mean, I can't tell by what you're telling me. So what you're upset about is you went into the negative and they charged you. How much did they charge you?
The 35.
Okay. Did they say they would waive it?
They returned that, yes.
Then what are we upset about?
Because the internal check, the 231 was to their own credit card.
I understand.
So was it late? On the 13th.
What was the result?
What's because they kept on giving me the runaround.
So how much is this?
It was paid.
Here's the bottom line. How much is this screw up, whether it was yours or theirs? How much is it costing you?
They've already returned it, but when I'm in the bank as of Friday, I'm like, they knew I was closing my account.
Yes.
So, and then they're going to cover their ass, Tom, because they're unprofessional.
So what is the call about?
So then they closed my account.
They closed your account?
Now I'm not going to be able to get my
wait a minute.
Social Security money.
Wait, they closed your account?
Yes.
Can't you open up a new account?
Takes time to switch over the SS.
They're not going to keep, listen, bro, they're not going to keep your Social Security deposit. They're not going to keep it.
What they're trying to do, Tom, is number one, they're unprofessional beyond belief.
Okay, I can buy that, but they're
policy.
Greg,
they went against their own internal policy because
Craig, all of this doesn't matter. Here's what matters right now. Really, I'm serious when I say this. Right now, what matters is you have your next Social Security check is coming when?
3rd.
Okay. If you do not have direct deposit, what happens? Can you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Called you first, sir.
It probably kicks back to SS.
After Kaufman's office.
Well, we need to ask what happens to
somewhere.
Well, you're going to get it is what I'm saying, Craig, unless it's so critical that you need it on that day. Is it that critical?
No, I got friends, I got family, I got a little
Okay, but Craig, what I'm saying is you're not going to lose the money. You're not. This is beyond frustrating, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm sure that he's going to get his money. So I don't know what the call is about unless he's just, telling us about Bank of the West. I don't understand the reason for the call, and he just hung up. Barbara, maybe we can do better here. Barbara, what's going on? I don't know. Was it just me? Okay.
Yeah. No, it definitely was not just you.
Okay, what's going on, Barbara?
Hey, I've had Verizon for 20 years, and we quit our phone service at home mainly because we were using Verizon. And since their upgrades to their towers, I have a family plan where our phones are pretty much rendered useless.
A lot of people have said that recently, that Verizon is dropping calls like crazy. You know, it's funny you say that. I was going to switch to AT&T. I spent 2 hours on the phone with these idiots on Sunday doing this deal where they buy you out, and I just get an email saying they can't confirm my identity. I have never heard of an email like that.
Ooh, I just thought of something.
What?
Did you put a lock on your credit, my man?
No, I tried.
Okay.
I couldn't even do
because that would do it.
Here's the deal.
I've called and I've asked, you know, and they said, oh, it's probably my phone. Well, I have
now they're switching to 4 LTE or whatever it is. It's just different now. It's a different tower, different makeup. Sprint went through the same thing. They used to be on this thing called WiMAX, and then they switched over to the norm, and a lot of people, it was just useless for them.
Yeah, and he said we can buy boosters for our home, and then we can use our calls through Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's a lie. They don't work. They don't work. They flat out don't work.
And I don't, you know, I sat down and I was reading threads from family members last night, and there were 50 threads from 50 people saying their phones are pretty much useless.
Go to another carrier.
I know.
Well, go to AT&T.
Those that have the
you know what? AT&T will pay off any penalties and phones up to
will they?
Listen, up to $650 a line. I literally had them paying off my phones and moving. Like I said, accept this email. I have no freaking idea why they said we canceled your order because we can't confirm your identity. I just never heard of such a thing. I wish someone from AT&T could tell me what that means. But anyway, I digress. You called for help. I would definitely switch. It's never, Barbara, it's never been easy.
Well, they're not going to rebuild a tower for her, so it is what it is right now.
Switch. And what's great is, I don't know how long this offer is, but I will tell you they have 4G LTE, and I've heard fantastic things about it. Now, I loved Verizon's coverage, but I can tell you I've heard at least a dozen people tell me lately that calls are dropping off.
Forget about lately. You have been in this building for 10-plus years.
10 years, longer than that.
And in this building, your phone doesn't work.
I can't get
How do you love the coverage?
Near this building.
Or
in Denver.
Yours does. Do you have Verizon?
I have Verizon.
Does it work in this building?
No, Verizon.
How have you had it for so long?
I have one bar right now, and if I go right up the street, you know, I won't get anything.
No. You know, in the tech center, one of the busiest areas, you can't get service with Verizon.
But my AT&T is 5 bars 4G, ready to go.
Somebody from AT&T tell me why they say, what does it mean when they say, I'll tell you exactly what the thing says. So listen, Barbara, if you need help, I mean, beyond that, I don't know what it would be. Tell Suzanne what you want us to do, but I would go right now and switch. Okay, the email said this, okay? Order number, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Thomas. We couldn't confirm your identity with the information you gave us, so we had to cancel your order. Don't worry. If there was a hold on your credit card, it'll be released. Still want the order? Visit an AT&T store and make sure you bring your identification. Well, what does that mean? Why wouldn't anyone else have to do that? Why do I have to do that? What did I do?
I wonder if it has something to do with the credit lock.
Yeah, let's talk to Alaramas. Maybe this will make me happier. I think it will. What do you got going on?
Tom, I try to make you happy for sure. Hey, I want to make an announcement. I do my live spots, and obviously I tell everybody about the great service, auto service we have. But in this weekend, on Saturday, we want to do a thing in the community. We're doing a thing called Trunk or Treat. And we've got vehicles. We've got a bunch of families. We've got the Church Denver as part of the group here, and so is Pro Auto Care. Then they're decorating cars, opening up the trunks, and loading them up with some candies and goodies for the kids. And I just wanted to invite out your listeners to come out, be a part of it, have the kids dress up. It's also coinciding with downtown Littleton, which is 2 blocks away, and they do a huge goblin give-out, which they give tons of candy. So for about 4 out of 5 hours, kids can just run out and get tons of candy. And any listener comes by, I'll give them a free oil change card if they mention Martino.
Really? They mention Martino, they come by, and they get a free oil change in the future.
I will be there, and yeah, absolutely. I'll hand them a card. It'll be good for that. They got to mention Martino. Tell the kiddies, come on out. It's a safe environment during the day. Great day to come out and visit our Littleton store.
That's free oil change. That's right, 303 Pro Auto. Give the location again and the time. It's right at your store.
2753 West Church, which is Church
just south of Bowles.
Yeah, across the street from Arapahoe Community
On
College.
the east side.
Don't get lost.
On the east side of Santa Fe.
There's a McDonald's right in front of us.
Just south of Bowles.
Yeah, it's a great deal. The kids are going to have a ball.
All right. Now, here's a deal. 303 Pro Auto for all of your auto needs. 303 Pro Auto or 303proauto.com. Go there and get a free oil change in the future. Now, that's fantastic. You can't beat that. You can't beat Frank Duran, the real estate man, either for service. I've been told that every day. Every day I get a good review about Frank Duran, the real estate man. Whether it's buying, whether it's selling, no matter what it is, people say, I think I'm his only customer. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. You will never be happier than using him. Okay, on this AT&T or Verizon thing, really quickly, I just want to say something. They told me why they can't identify me, and when I tell you, it's an amazing mistake on their website. A mistake. We got more.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center. There's a
crash downtown, northbound I-25 at the long ramp.
Do you have AT&T? What kind of rates do you pay? Because you got 4 people, right?
I pay unlimited, $180 a month
For 4.
for 4 phones.
None. I'm getting emails. I'm getting emails. But I'm also connected to their Wi-Fi. That might be it. I'm getting no service at all.
No, there's no Verizon in this building. You're next to nothing.
It's not great around my house either.
I do get.
Well, it's because they're upgrading. A lot of it. It truly is. Well, unless it's been that way forever.
Traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 K-How.
Yeah, this whole corridor from my house, so, University, really to Dry Creek, I don't get anything. Lone Tree, I don't get much.
I do. As soon as I get to the stoplights, I get.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, but it's always low. It's always one.
I can't hear. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have the list. I can't hear you. Okay. David Salisbury, attorney at law, is someone you should call.
To plan your estate, to do a will, a trust. Maybe someone suddenly died. You don't know what to do. Call David S. Salisbury, attorney at law. You can find David Salisbury on my referral list at referralist.com. Now, David is great if a need arises suddenly. He's great to call and just ask questions, complimentary. In fact, all initial consultations will be free. He does wills starting at $500 or $600 for a simple will. He does everything on a fee-based, flat fee, so you know exactly what it will cost you. And I'm telling you, he is so reasonable, he is accessible, and he is good at what he does. So if you have any estate planning, wills, trusts, probate issues, 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911.
Are you retired or planning for retirement? Retirees have lots of financial questions and need to make lots of decisions. You want to get them right. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday on 630 KHOW. You're invited to attend my free retirement classes on Saturday morning, October 28th. The first class, Will Tax Mistakes Derail Your Retirement? If you've saved a lot for retirement, taxes could be your largest expense. What can you do to reduce your taxes? And the second class, 7 retirement threats and mistakes to avoid so you don't outlive your money. In these classes, I'll share important concepts and questions you need to consider to make the right decisions for your financial future. Seats are limited. Enroll now, and I'll see you on Saturday morning, October 28th. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
80% of Fortune 500 companies lease their vehicles because that's the smart financial move. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at Alliance Leasing, who can help you save time and money and more money, and have been doing just that for Colorado businesses for more than 20 years. Alliance Leasing will get you into your fleet vehicles with all the upfit you need at the lowest delivered price. I'm a finance guy, and to me the choice of leasing with Alliance is the obvious one for your business. Learn more at alliance.lease. That's right, just type alliance.lease. Alliance Leasing, your key to the perfect fleet.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family.
Screw you. I'm the guy who's going to take your boring cereal and
I'm so glad my kid works there, though. He is Walmart. You meet every walk of life there is. If you want to learn customer service, I honest to God don't think there's a better job to start with.
Look for Grainberry cereals with amazing Onyx sorghum.
Grumpy people, old people, young people, kids trying to sneak beer through. You name it, you find it in Walmart on any given day.
I think he really sees, too, is a lot of people, entitled people,
oh yeah,
demand
people
almost seem right.
He told me that, too.
Yeah. And they need to
Some of the worst people are the ones getting free shit. Yep. Or the most angry, not the worst people, angry people.
Hi, Tom Martinez.
Now here, welcome. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. George has a comment on Verizon boosters. They just don't work. I flat out plugged one in, did the whole Wi-Fi thing. I'm standing 5 feet away from it, and I can't get a signal. They flat out don't work. What do you think, George?
Oh, well, I've had, I don't doubt your experience. I've had mine for maybe about 8 years. I couldn't get any cell phone service. 99% of my calls were dropped from my home office. I'm in Denver near Lakewood, but I'm in a little dip in the where the roads are, and couldn't get any service, even though the tower was real close to me. Plugged in the network extender. It's been worked flawlessly for about 8 years or so. And I ended up, because of it, because it was my home, I ended up getting it for free from Verizon. I mean, I had to whip them in order to get it for that price. But it works. It works great.
Well, you know what, George? George, I've had 3 of them now where they say, "Oh yeah, just plug this in." If yours works, it's amazing. Mine has never worked.
Our AT&T one works great. Suzanne can attest to that. It works perfect.
But you've seen the one downstairs.
But ours is an actual 4G LTE booster. It's not a Wi-Fi thing.
God, so let me tell you what frustrates me. Okay, they can't. What they said was my credit card didn't go through. Why? The billing address did not match what the credit card company says it needs to be.
That's easy enough.
No. Do you know why? Because my billing address is a P.O. box. And AT&T, when you fill out on their website, will not allow P.O. boxes for a billing address.
Probably either.
They won't allow it for a shipping address. I know that, but I don't care about that. I was having it shipped to my house.
Use a different card.
They would... All my cards go to that
I'll let you
box.
borrow my card.
No, seriously.
They're never going to ship it to a P.O. box or take that card on a P.O. box address.
Yeah, but, you know, I have never had it where they won't take your billing address as a P.O. box. I'm not asking them to ship it there. And if I can't use your card, and here's why. Because in order to get this deal, you have to sign up for auto pay. And the auto pay, I'm using my corporate credit card with my P.O. box, and they will not, they're absolutely not allowing anyone with a P.O. box for billing.
I bet if you go to the store, they can override that.
Well, hopefully. I mean, you know, and what's amazing to me is I spent so much time doing this. It just sucks. But their website will not allow P.O. boxes. Mandy, what's happening with you?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Tom. I have a question for you. I had a doctor's appointment in March, and it was a new patient visit. First time I was seeing this doctor, and during the exam, he inappropriately groped me.
Well, wait. What kind of an exam was it?
Well, I mean, it was a new patient exam. He was listening to my heart and lungs with a stethoscope on my back through my clothing, and seconds later he stuck his hand down my shirt under my bra and
really
groped me. Yeah.
And I mean, like I have to understand something. This was a physical exam, first of all, I mean, to begin with, right?
It was a specialty doctor.
Okay, what kind of doctor?
Endocrinologist.
Okay. Now, the endocrinologist, what kind of exam did he have to give you to begin with?
Well, it was just a new patient
consult. Okay, but why were you going to an endocrinologist? Are you diabetic?
No, I have pituitary problems.
Okay, and so he was. And when you were doing this new patient thing, and were you sitting on that table?
Yes.
And he was on his little stool that rolls
No,
up?
he was standing.
He was standing. And then...
Behind me.
All right, behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And were you filling out a questionnaire? Was he asking you?
No, he did all the physical and everything.
Like he was listening to your heart and stuff,
Yeah, he had
and
a
lungs,
stethoscope.
your ears, your eyes, all of that.
No, not ears and eyes. He's listening to my heart and lungs through my
Got it.
shirt on my
Okay,
back.
got it. Did he do the heart from the front too?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I honestly think he did the back.
Okay,
And
and then did he immediately, right after doing the back, put his hand around and he stuck his hand in your bra?
down the neck of my T-shirt under my bra and felt one side and then the other. And then he left the room.
But did he make it look like it was an exam?
No, he never said anything. There was no one else in the room. The door was shut.
So that would have nothing to do with the hormonal imbalance or...
Well, you know, because obviously a breast exam, if it was a physical, but he literally was standing behind you. He takes his hand from behind and goes down the front of where your neck is, down the front, and squeezes each side.
One side and then the other.
Now, did he, like, when he went in, and I'm just trying to justify this in some way. I mean,
There's
did he...
no justification.
It's like,
he
did
never
he...
talked about a breast exam.
No, I understand.
In the room, he would have had me take off my top.
Yeah,
and
he
put on
would
a
have.
gown.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Did he, when he put his hand into your bra, did he squeeze hard, or was it like he was trying to feel for a lump?
No, I was like a deer in the headlights. I was in so much shock I couldn't even breathe. So he just felt one side and then he felt the other.
I'm going to be bold and ask. I'm going to ask
this
this doctor's name.
I don't want to tell you yet because I have a report.
You need to put in a complaint.
Well, I talked to my primary care doctor after that, and she said you have to file with Dora.
You do.
So I filed a report with Dora. I've heard nothing back. It's been 6 months.
Oh, wait a minute. 6 months with Dora, and you heard nothing about a doctor feeling you up. Now,
well, I emailed them and they said we completed our report and we've submitted it to the panel, and that was the news.
And when was that?
Last month. That's what an email.
So after 5 months, you got an email saying we submitted it to what panel?
The panel for review, the Dora panel, I guess. But they did tell me when I filed the complaint that it's very likely he'll probably just get a slap on the wrist because there were no witnesses. And so how would we corroborate the story? It'll be your word against his.
And what reason would you have to make this up?
Exactly. Yeah, and then they told me to find a counselor because I was very upset about it and get some help. But, you know, Dora asked me, what were you wearing when this happened? Like, that's even...
Wait a minute. Well, they might have meant like a gown or something.
That's what
I was wearing a T-shirt and pants. I was not undressed in the least. But they asked that. I couldn't believe they asked me, and then they asked me, well, exactly what position was his hand in.
That's a weird question as far as what you were wearing, but then Mark brings up a point. They want to know, were you in street clothes or in a gown?
Negligee, right?
Well,
no, a gown, like, go in there and change.
No. There was no reason for a breast exam. It wasn't a breast exam. He couldn't even see the breast. His hand was under the shirt.
What do you think? I think it sounds weird.
It sounds weird as hell. Everything I'm looking, I don't know why an endo would do this.
Some guy is calling up. Hold on. Some guy is calling up saying his wife was groped by an endocrinologist. Now, you hold on. We're going to compare notes. Off the air, hold on. You get the name off the air, Suzanne, and see if they match up. We're going to talk about this, and then that stupid credit card issue somebody has a comment on, and more. Oh, I just get so pissed off sometimes. Front range LED lighting. Mark, you can't say enough about these guys.
What other product can you buy that, honest to God, pays for itself? The utility company pays up to 50% of the installation. You get tax credits. We've had a couple shops call up that have... I think Mark Machowski over at Budget A1 and other people. There's tons of different people that have called up on these guys. But I got to tell you, there is no possible way to make an easier decision because there's no money out of pocket.
Here's what I want to say. Like, let's say you don't have any money to pay for the half because the utility company will pay up to half. He services Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. So whatever utility company you have, they have a program to pay up to half of your installation. That's determined by how much energy you save. If you're saving a lot of energy, you're going to get half. All right? Now, here's what happens. The other half that you have to pay, you can finance. But the payment on that financing is less, way less than your savings. So in other words, you're gonna save way more than you're paying out. So you're going to still put money in your pocket from day one while you're paying off the financing.
With
unless you
new
want to
lights.
pay, yeah, with new lights. Or you can pay cash. So tax credits, half installation, or a little less, and you can finance the damn thing and you never even feel it because the money you would be paying for your electric bill, some of it is now going to pay that off, and you're still putting money in your pocket.
And if they call, they'll go out there 100% for free, Tom, and tell you exactly how much you'll save, exactly when it pays for itself.
Here's the number. I cannot believe that anyone would pass this up at all in any business at all. 719-262-2451. I mean, even a long-range tenant, if you think about it, they can do this and get the rebate and save money, even if they don't own the building. The money they will save in electricity is astounding.
There's no downside.
719-262-2451. 719-262-2451.
There's a crash downtown, northbound I-25 at the long...
Is blocked and traffic is backed up past Broadway at this point, so watch out for delays on that stretch. That's the only stall or accident being reported on or off the highways across the metro area right now. That's about the only slow spot you're going to run into. The rest of I-25 looking good. I-70 up to speed through the heart.
All right, Joe Lazara in 30.
Today with a high near 80, clear skies overnight and a low of 44. Tomorrow things change. Partly sunny in the morning. Chance of rain, snow mix in the evening with a high of only 48.
You like him
right
out?
now? Few clouds above in Denver.
Oh, yeah,
74 with your traffic.
Who are the other cell carriers?
6:30.
Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, and AT&T.
No, who did Sprint just merge with?
All the other ones piggyback on all of them. So in other words, if you go to the Walmart brand or anything, it's one of those. Or all of those.
Who?
Any spooky symptoms?
Joseph A. Lazara is an attorney at law I hope you never ever need. Why? Because he's a criminal defense attorney. But there are people that get accused of crimes. Sometimes they're guilty, sometimes they're innocent, they're falsely accused, sometimes they're drinking, sometimes they're not. I don't want you to mistake any of this for condoning any kind of behavior, especially drinking and driving. But everyone in America deserves a defense. And everyone deserves the best defense. Joseph A. Lazara is dedicated to giving people great value in his services. You won't find a better guy to deal with. Joseph A. Lazara. Even if you want to plead guilty to a DUI because you did something stupid, you need to get help going through the system because it's complicated. 303-429-6200. Joseph Lazara, LazaraLegal.com. And you can find Joe Lazara on my referral list at referralist.com.
If you're looking for a new or used car, go with True.
I am Robin Hart. Once you register with TrueCar, you'll see real pricing on actual inventory. This is competitive pricing offered to you only by a TrueCar certified dealer for an actual vehicle on their lot. TrueCar users take an
CNN. I guarantee CNN will have nothing about it.
Oh, I just seen a thing on Rachel Maddow, what she said last night.
To enjoy a more confident car buying experience.
Yeah.
Some features
She said they haven't disproved everything. That's her comment.
Look at this. She's accusing Bush 1 of sexual assault.
He apologized. Apparently he was trying to make a joke. I don't know. I don't know what that means. All the presidents were together, you know, and
that was during this.
I think that they were doing that.
I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Larson Tax. tax relief.
That's
If
true.
you owe back taxes, if it's been years
Well, he was
since you
sitting in his
filed,
wheelchair
these guys
during
are
the
the
photo op.
best. They're smart. They have
Oh,
a
a few years
fantastic
back.
team of
Oh,
experts
okay. I
that will
thought it was
understand
just,
your
okay.
situation. Their name says it all. Larson.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff that's going to come off in Hollywood. I know that.
Larson will get
As
you
it
the
should.
absolutely
I mean,
best
that's,
possible resolution. You won't have to
Hey
worry
man,
about your wages.
in high school, I knew a lot of fucking horn dog guys. I'm not kidding, there's a lot of assholes out there. There is no doubt about it.
Well, this thing, what's so bad about this is this is a power thing. They use their power, their influence, and such to prey on people.
That's
I hope they fill the jails up. There's going to be a lot of directors like that.
Larson Tax Relief is the only tax relief and
O'Reilly,
endorsed by my referral list.
You know what? I heard on a thing. I didn't read it. He said something like, God should have protected you guys.
Yeah, he was mad at God or whatever.
Right.
What an idiot.
But I didn't read the whole thing, and I didn't see if, you know how some things can be taken out.
God made me do it.
Oh, no.
Made me grab that loofah. Chipotle.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show.
I think
I have never been more frustrated in my life.
You're still on that AT&T.
I'm on this chat over here, and these
Yeah.
people are saying, never mind.
Sometimes those chats aren't even real people. You realize that?
No, that's a real person. I know
Okay.
because of the name she called me. What's that?
I want to twist
Go ahead.
Catherine's from Absolute Radon into something for free for listeners.
Go ahead, quick.
Literally, would you send out these test kits to people 100% free and tell them if they have radon or not? No strings attached, nothing. And if so, how many are you willing to send out? Because I know there's a big cost to that. And if I'm stepping out of line, also say it.
You're asking her to send out test kits, a certain number free.
Free test
and give
kits.
the results free.
Because generally you get, what,
With no
$49.99 for the test? How much is it generally? Seriously.
Well, it depends on what type of test kit you get. So the ones that I'd be willing to send out are the same ones we would leave you after we come to install a system, a cost-free way, making sure the system's running well. So I'd be happy to send those
So what
out.
do? They open it up. It's a can, right?
It's actually a little envelope.
So they open it up, it sits for an amount of days, and they ship it back to you, and then it goes to a lab.
They'll actually ship it directly to the lab, so the shipping and the analysis is already prepaid for.
So you pay for everything. No strings, seriously.
No
so
strings
if they
attached.
don't want a system installed,
yeah, no system included
they
here.
don't have to pay a dime, even if they don't want a system. If you say, okay, we can get this fixed for $8.99, they say no. But we would rather them be honest, because here's what I'm saying. If you want a free radon test, be willing to at least put in the system if you need. I mean, you don't have to. There's no obligation.
No.
We kind of want, because you know what it costs, $899. You know, or if it's really complicated, more. But she'll let you know about it. You know, there will be nothing without your approval. But I would at least have people call us who are serious about at least getting a system. I don't want just idle curiosity, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But I don't want any strings attached, and she's willing to do that,
right?
How many?
Yeah, how about the first 20 callers? I'd be happy to send.
Oh my God, that would be great. Okay, here you go. Ready? Listen. The first 20 callers, a totally free radon kit sent to you.
You just ship it out. You don't even go there, right?
Yep, I just sent
This
it
is
right
about as easy as it gets. These things are like $50 on Amazon.
If you call this number, you get it free, plus you get the results free with no obligation. But please, at least have in your mind that, yeah, I'll do something if it's bad, okay? If you don't have radon, don't worry about it. But if it turns out to be bad, just know it's going to be about $899. And I want you to at least, you know, be semi-serious, because I don't want to do this just for curiosity, is what I'm saying. Here's the number, 303-880-0682. 303-880-0682. Okay, we have Jeff who wants to make a comment about the credit card and the credit card and the post office box. Go ahead.
Okay, so one thing I can try first is call back AT&T and give the street address for the post office. When they're running credit cards, all they want is the address, not the name of the street number, and the zip code. It's a security thing for the credit card company. Now, if that doesn't work, because
no, they ask for an address, and if you try to keep it blank, they won't do it.
No,
you
I
can't
didn't say keep it blank. No.
Huh? What do I put in?
the street address of the post office.
Oh.
Now,
and then on the second line, you put in the P.O. box?
Yeah, but if he's ordering phones, they want to ship the phones to that address,
don't they?
No.
You can have a separate billing address from your shipping address. That's not the problem. They don't like for the billing address to be a P.O. box. They don't care. Shipping, you're right, Mark. They'll ship somewhere and they'll bill somewhere. But where they bill, they will not allow a post office box, Jeff. They won't allow it.
Now, one other thing. If they won't accept that because the credit card company is showing it's a number that doesn't match that number, then you call the credit card company and add the address of the post office with a P.O. box number under it at the credit card company, and then the address will clear.
Jeez. Well, what a big waste of time. I cannot believe that a big system like AT&T across the country will not allow bills to be sent to a P.O. box.
We had another guy.
I absolutely cannot believe that. I cannot believe it.
We had an emailer that said basically if you get a P.O. box at the UPS store, they also give you a physical address for this exact reason.
Who does? Oh, really? When you go to get a P.O. box where?
At the UPS store, and there's a ton of those around. So not only do you have a P.O. box, but they give you a physical address. So I know you've had that P.O. box for a while, but you might want to switch it.
No, I'm not going to switch it. No, I can't. Man, Gabe has one more question. Go ahead, Gabe.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, I just wanted to know, is this a myth? I was under the impression that if you have a garnishment already on your paycheck, that's saying, like, get in line. Can they hit you with another garnishment, even if they're taking 25% out already?
Here's the thing. The total of garnishments cannot total more than 25%. So if you have garnishments, the first one there gets it. They get up to 25%. Now, if two of them have it, I believe that since the first one is taking it all, the second one cannot take anything unless, so the get in line is true, unless they work something out between them.
But if your first garnishment is less than 25%, the second garnishment can take the difference up to 25%.
It's never less than 25%. When would it ever be less than 25%?
When I'm reading on here, it says sometimes garnishments can be 15% of your income. So
okay, no. It's well, first of all, no creditor in the world will leave money on the table. If they are owed less than 25%, yes, then it would be less. For example, if you're owed $100, and it's less than 25% of your income, they'll take less, right? They'll take 10%.
And then the second person could take the difference, that paycheck.
But in most cases, that's not the case, where in most cases people owe money and 25% goes toward the debt. If 10% of your income will pay off the debt, fine. But they'll never take 10% one week and 10% the second week and 10% the third week. Most creditors go to the max. The first one there, they don't give a damn about other creditors. They say, I want 25% right now, and then if anyone else has a garnishment, you wait until mine's done. But that keeps you in garnishments. Now, you may want to consider, if you're really that hard up, a bankruptcy. Gabe,
no, not for
$1,000. Are you there, Gabe?
Not for $1,000. Yeah, not for $1,000.
Oh, it's only $1,000. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about multiple garnishments. So, 303-713-8255. Plumline Services has some deals that I absolutely love talking about. They're just fun. Well, first of all, free second opinions. Like we're doing with this insurance checkup today on our Insurance Help Center. Well, if you call Plumline for any major repair that somebody told you needed, if you have a true major repair pending, a furnace, a water heater, an electrical panel, or a sewer repair, or a sewer line, Plumline Services will take a look at it and quote you free with a written report. So they'll tell you exactly what's wrong. And if it doesn't agree with the other company, I'd go with Plumline. But if Plumline thinks you have a great deal, they'll tell you. If they can save you money, sure, they want to take a shot at your business. It is a free second opinion. Now, this is the part I really love. This $149 electrical deal. Listen, they will find and fix any electrical problem for $149. Think about if you have a flickering light or a outlet that's warm or something that is screwy, and you never wanted to call an electrician because you didn't know how much it would cost. It will not cost more than $149, I guarantee you, with parts. And if it is a major problem, it's free. They won't expect a dime from you for the call, and they'll give you a complete written report. So it's find, fix, or free. By the way, that $149 fixes about 85% of the problems. So if it's $149, that's the limit, they'll go and fix most anything. But if it happens to be major, remember, that's fine, fix, or free, but you still get a full diagnostic, so you have nothing to lose. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center. One crash
downtown, northbound I-25 at that long ramp to 6th Avenue. The right lane blocked.
Good deal, Catherine. Holy cow. Make sure you'll hit 20.
Yeah.
Real slow spot in town.
No, I'm
I think your conversion rate will be great, too.
Yeah.
You just got to track the numbers.
Otherwise, the drive's looking good. Good news up in the high country, that earlier wreck on I-70.
It is cheap, man. We had a company a few years ago. They were about $1,500. I mean, they did a great job, but they were almost double the price, same exact thing.
It really depends on what they're doing. Like, say, you're drilling a hole in your cement slab. And
that's a hole. No, most of them, though, are pretty straightforward, aren't they?
Right?
Yeah, if you don't have a crawl space, it should be pretty straightforward. Unless your basement's totally finished, then there might be some drywall removal and patches, but shouldn't be too big of a deal.
No, I had one in my house here, and I put one in up and around.
I'm really happy to be joined by Larry, another truly.
So I have a radon detector like you haven't seen on Amazon.
Buying a box fan at Walmart does not count as a mitigation system.
It dropped me from 33 to 2.5.
The IRS was telling us that we owe a bunch of money for.
I don't know if my house would. I'm in Franktown. You know, if they have
bad.
issues.
Bad. You guys, the second, right? The second highest lung cancer cause besides cigarette, right? Or right behind cigarettes.
To find basically a clerical error in paper.
In Franktown.
Especially Franktown.
The IRS was telling us that we owed them.
No, across the world, that's what they say. That's a tough thing to really put numbers to, I think.
It is. Yeah, they estimate about 21,000 deaths per year. About 5 to 6.
Except in Louisiana.
Is the only place to go for help. You can learn more online at advancedtechsolutions.com. 303.
I've never heard that. That's just because
6040.
They have no granite close to the surface. So.
Yeah, the water table's so high.
Oh, okay. That
yeah.
brings it around. Okay.
The next snowfall hits and leaves you in the cold. Call Golden Spike Roofing at 303-942-1386.
Golden Spike Roofing, when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike.
No.
80%.
This is going to be more shameless than your Pro Auto Care screening deal.
Hey, it's Ross
What
Kaminsky
is?
for my friends at Alliance Leasing.
I'm getting a free radon test. I just heard this ad.
And more money, and have been doing just that for Colorado businesses for more than 20 years.
Hey, would you do it?
No one's answering it. Your number.
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm calling her to order my free radon test.
This is what I want you to do. I want you to plug in mine. I'll give you mine, and do it the same spot and see how accurate mine is.
What are you talking about?
I have electronic radon detector.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, bring it in.
Yeah. No, I'll do it. And if
you have that big one I just saw for $200.
$130.
Holy shit.
I brought some test kits. Do you want one?
Yeah, I want one, please.
You got to call in.
I wonder if there's radon in here, as soft as Tom's been getting.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Any more examples? Plumline, not Plumline, Compass Insurance Group. I want to remind, till 4 o'clock, insurance checkups, 303-771-HELP. What do you got?
Tom, I'll just run through some quick ones. This was an AmFam switch over to Nationwide. They saved over $1,000 a year. A Farmers to Acuity, $1,500 a year on the auto, home,
we
and
may
umbrella.
average today $1,000 a year savings.
There's been pretty good. And then another one, Allstate to auto owners, $800 a year savings, and they added an umbrella, so it would have been over $1,000.
Now remember, 303-996-9000 when they're not here. and the help center till 4, and you can always call for an insurance checkup on your own. 303.
People call with their claims problems with other insurance companies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because they handle all insurance problems. 303-996-9000, and the number for a free radon test, only for the first 20.
19. I got one over the break.
19 for 19 of them, and this is totally free, no obligation whatsoever. You'll get full results and a scientific test. 303-880-0682. 303-880-0682. Man, we're helping a lot of people.
Plug the legal thing before we end the show too.
What legal thing?
Oh
my God,
yes,
you're right. On the Facebook page, go there to help us fund that lawsuit we have going on
help them
against the child pornographer. Please go to Facebook. It's also on GoFundMe, and then you put a / GoFundMe.com/fight4adoption. Please read about this child pornographer trying to get visitation with his little daughter. Tony, what's going on?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I have a question regarding about, I have a SR22 with the Progressive insurance for 2 years. And, you know, I do not have a with my wife because I got kicked out from the State Farm. And now, so you have no insurance and the SR22 is what the state requires, right? As proof of insurance? Correct. And I had it for 2 years with my own car, with my own name.
Yeah.
And now I got off from the interlock system for 2 years, and I got regular license, so I like to drive my other cars too. And then I want to get quote for
What's your question? It's not going to be easy though. That DUI, I'm assuming it was an alcohol-related offense.
Correct.
It's going to stick with you at least 3 years. Most companies, it's going to stick there they're going to underwrite you for 5 years. So it's not the easiest thing to shop. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but it's not the easiest thing to do.
Matt, which ones are 3 years?
Well, for the most part, any major, they can technically only charge you, which means a surcharge for 3 years. But the problem is an insurance company can underwrite, which means that they can decide whether or not they want you or not. Correct. And most really good, and for that matter, competitive insurance companies, they're really not interested in anything with a major. So a DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, a drag racing ticket, that kind of thing. They're not interested in writing.
But it's still worth the call to you, I would assume.
Yeah, but he's with Progressive, which is a company we use often for SR22s. It's not our specialty. It's not our specialty.
Yeah, what I'm asking is this. I mean, right now I'm paying like double or triple as what I used to pay for 2 years. Another year I'm willing to do it, but I like to add my name to my wife altogether so I could drive that other vehicle too.
I'd be surprised if they would do it. Usually they want 3 years with her company. I'd be surprised if they do it.
But it's still worth the call to the help center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom, give him that number again for Compass.
303. Let's just give him the number, 303-996-9000. They can take care of you. Okay, Mandy, I'm sorry. What's going on, Mandy?
Well, I just wanted to know what you thought I should choose.
This is the one. Oh my God. Okay, this is that serious one about the field. I thought we were comparing off the air.
I meant to tell you, Tom, but I got busy. It's not the same doctor. Sorry,
no. But it was an endocrinologist.
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering, is that standard for an endocrinologist? I don't know.
Strange.
No.
I've seen 3 other endocrinologists, and none have done that.
You have nothing to sue for. Tell me what you would sue for. I know we hear about Bill O'Reilly paying $32 million, but here's the deal. People settle lawsuits when they're afraid of something or they want to get rid of the hassle, either one. Now, here's the deal. With you suing him, you have no damages. What damages do you have? I mean, now I don't mean to say he didn't violate you. I don't mean that at all. But I need to know what damages are you.
Like, are you seeing a shrink, and do you have money for paying the shrink?
Are you really distressed? Did this really scar you?
I did see a counselor.
I don't think. Here's the deal. I don't think you can get an attorney to take it.
Tom, I just want it not to happen.
Well, then give us his name. Then you decide to give us a name to Suzanne, and we'll call him, and we'll let him know. And trust me, that'll stop it. Okay? You decide. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino, and we are flat out of time. Remember, referrallist.com. Spread it around.
Did you know that using
that's
TrueCar...
all she wants, but yet she won't give the guy's name out.
Gents, thanks for having me.
You got it, Matt.
Yeah,
Mark, you have good
Mark,
turnout
stay
today.
safe when you're walking out to the parking lot. Thanks, Tom. See you guys.
Thank you very much. That was so much fun.
Was it fun? Good.
Yeah.
It was.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice to meet you too.
You're going to
Get right on that phone.
I'm going right now. I got interviews for a full-time office.
You want to drop yours off right here? Your test?
Oh yeah, if you legitimately got one.
So don't open up. Let me give you my.
You want to see how accurate?
Yes.
Are the electronic ones generally accurate?
Yeah, they're supposed to be calibrated like once a year.
How do you calibrate? Where do you get
You
radar?
have to send it back
Oh.
to the company.
For $100.
Probably. So, but here, yeah, you can.
No, okay. No, I'll just give it to you. I'll just give it to you.
All
I
right.
don't know if I do mine. I just would like to do that. I'll save it for somewhere else.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys.
Good.
You got it. See ya.
Good having you. You definitely know your business.
Thank you. Well, you guys have a good day off.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm definitely not going 4 days.
I'll see you.
I got 4 more hours. Hey, you guys are wusses. Suzanne couldn't even go 3.
It wasn't
Okay.
learning about
Okay. Oh yeah.
So
I want to
instead
go
of
down.
stuff, I just have like so much
Shit going on.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
I
we're.
can sell tickets.
I got to go down to sales.
You can sell tickets to the show.
I've never done it. You got to do
No, go inside. Let me.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. I want you to
Bring it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'd rather have 2 readings anyhow.
Sure.
Maybe you entertain and always say
If I
hi.
don't get
Watch